everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us. We have a very, very big stream scheduled for today. We have four handsome gentlemen and one beautiful princess for today's stream. So let's go around. Let's say hi to everybody. We have a new face, but an old face for those of you who remember one of our earliest streams. Let's start with him. Let's start with Jonathan. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, guys. Glad to be back. It's been a bit.
Yeah, can you share your shirt?
Oh yeah, it's a gift from my wife. It's barbell voodoo. It's got the Lucky Charms leprechaun, and he's got different weights instead of Lucky Charms. So
Nice. Nice.
I missed the St. Patrick's Day theme, but I love the shirt. So
that's all that matters.
You gotta keep wearing the good shirts.
I mean, I did have like 3 different shirts. I had a Skeletor one that was on, and he was like doing a power clean, and I had a different one. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going with this one. So
Al needs that one. You got that one, Al? Skeletor?
No, but I've seen a couple of those, like Masters of the Universe, like gym style tees. I need to get some of those.
Barbell voodoo, man. Check it out. They're pretty good.
All right, yeah, I'll have to give that a shot.
All right, let's just move on to Al. Al, you got the mic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, we're gonna have a nice little show today. I'm doing a little bit of rearranging in the work/collection room, so it's a mess. So I have a background on, but I'm still here. Yeah, so we're gonna talk a lot about Celebration, and I was looking up some pictures, and I saw that D23 of 2003. I'm sorry, 2023. I think that's when they announced Celebration in Japan, but they gave away these posters. So thought it was a cool poster to put up in honor of Celebration coming up next month.
This month.
For you, this month. For us here in Gaijin land, it's next month.
Yeah. So let's talk next with Princess Buttercup. How you doing?
Hey, no, I'm Candy. This was
what's Candy?
Candy Twinkle Tits. Yeah, this is Ryan's recommendation. He said that apparently figure streams have more strippers these days, so it kind of brings in the numbers. I thought I'd help everybody out.
Yeah, we need a super chat.
Hey,
whoa, it's me.
I'll say $10 super chats. Ian will take off a shirt.
Yeah, I'm trying to get us get Robert those dollars, man. Trying to bring in the money.
So, Jason, that's a tough act to follow. But what do you got?
Yeah, what do I say now? I'm just happy to be here representing a great bearded, bespectacled green shirt wearing dudes.
What's that on your shirt? What's on your shirt, Jason?
What's that?
What's on your t-shirt?
What's your shirt?
Oh, yeah, this is T-Rex finding a Aladdin genie lamp and dreaming about an arm big enough to actually rub it.
Cool, nice. I'm in my typical hoodie. It's cold here today.
Yeah, not here.
Yeah, so that happens every year. Every year we get the cherry blossoms blooming, and it's really nice weather for like a day or two, and then the temperature drops. It's very windy. It rains. It's gonna rain for like the next 4 days, and every year without fail, like that.
It never used to be like that, right?
Blossoms kind of go away.
Yeah, it never used to be like. It's so crazy. Like it's changed. Like I remember having like cherry blossom season for like a week or 2 weeks, sitting in the park, But now it just gets washed out every year, man. It's
every year.
Last week I was wearing t-shirt and shorts, and today it's like, 3 layers weather. It's stupid.
Yeah. So let me just I have 2 quick things to say. I have a big announcement for today that I was telling the guys. I didn't actually tell them. We didn't have enough time before the stream went on, but I got an email yesterday that I'll get into. But we are doing the waffle today for that for that Inot 112 Dark Knight Rises figure. If you have not watched the stream before, that will be at the end of the stream. So we're not going to say how long the stream will go. You're just going to have to hang with us until it's done, so you can see whether or not you won. But like we said, we have a lot to get into today. Today is our Star Wars celebration themed 6 figures a month. There's a lot of announcements that have been dropped. We were going to talk about some other things today, but there's just way too much going on in terms of announcements for this event. So I thought we could probably talk about that, because there's 1/12 announcements, there's 1/6 announcements, and a couple other things in between. So let me just kind of get into it. For those of you who haven't entered the waffle, we have a few more days left for this waffle for the dragon. We were a couple spots short of meeting the 550 goal in terms of people committing. However, I have reached out to people who initially said that they were in, and they are radio silent. So hopefully they see their message. I sent them a direct message, and I replied to their in comment with a direct message sent. So again, if you said that you were in and you're still in, please let us know, and we'll try to collect all that money to try to make this possible for one of the members. So we need 55 spots in order to make this happen. And as of right now, I think we've only got like 15 to 20 spots actually paid.
Oh, wow.
So let's make this happen, guys. Again, this is a great opportunity. I'm joining this just because I want it, and I don't really want to pay that $550 fee. So my allergies are killing me today. They've been really bad here for the last month. I've mentioned it on a previous stream. So bear with me as I try to navigate this. But again, this will close in a couple days. So if you're interested, shoot me a message. I'll probably post something after the stream is done on the Facebook group, just a reminder that this is going on. And if you're interested in the Facebook group, say in, so we can coordinate and get all that stuff settled. So with that, Metacom reached out to me yesterday.
Wow.
Oh.
And get this, they want me to be an outreach ambassador.
That's awesome.
Out of nowhere.
Hey.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I spoke it into existence. They finally are saying, obviously we know about you, whatever, and we want you to kind of do this and be a part of what we're trying to do. So I don't really know what it means, outreach ambassador. I don't know if it's going to be me kind of manning some sort of social media thing or what it means, maybe doing some English commentary at events, but this is cool. Hopefully it means I get some early free figures.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I would kind of had a feeling
really cool.
that. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling this is what you were gonna say, but good thing I didn't say it and jinx it, and it ended up not being it. That'd have been terrible. But yeah, that's awesome.
Even better, I know you'll still keep telling the truth regardless. So you'll call
April
it
Fools.
April Fool?
Oh,
Good day.
Yeah, sorry to burst everybody's bubble. That would have been awesome. But
oh
man,
man,
we
this,
gotta wait till the end of the stream.
wow. Wow, so this is the problem with our different time zones. It's March
That's
31st.
why I thought it would work.
Dude, it's April for me, and I still fell for that. I'm like, what?
I bought it. His commitment to the brand had us all believing.
It makes sense, right?
Because
Anyway,
before you announced it, even before the stream, and I was waiting for it, man. So, man.
Wow.
It's
So-
not
Already
feasible to happen.
Watch the folks at Project 16 reach out to him next week. He's willing it into existence.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's not the mean one, right? The mean lady that Ian and I kind of dread seeing whenever we walk in there.
They're probably watching this stream, just wondering. They were probably on the phones immediately. What's this? What's this?
Oh,
Who authorized this?
Who's holding this?
yeah.
So
Anyway, that would have been cool, but alas, no.
long story
All right.
short, the Medicom bosses are still doing their thing as usual, and will still be kept in radio silence.
Yeah. So, the teacher knew. The teacher figured it out. He's had a lifetime of dealing with kids and their excuses and their lies. He knows. He knows before anything. So, all right. So let's get into the real meat and potatoes for today. Our talk about the different exclusives. So we've already talked about the Medicom stuff, but we'll talk about it again. So we have the Mandalorian with the chrome covering, the chrome plating, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And it comes with these accessories. There's no extra head sculpt. There's no Grogu. And the price is 14,080 yen. So I think we've already established that I think I'm the only one who's probably getting this one. Is this correct?
I said I'm getting it. I said I'll get
I'll
it.
probably get it.
Are you getting this one, Ian?
Yeah, if I can.
Oh, I thought you were going to pass on this one.
No, I said on the last stream I'll get it. This is one I want.
Okay. old man brain. Al, you want to get this or you're gonna pass?
So my goals are going to be the Stormtrooper disguise, Luke and Han. Those are the two I want the most.
Yeah.
Followed by the Chrome Mando. The Hot Toys, I think I'm just going to give up on.
We'll get into the Hot Toys later. We'll get into the Hot Toys later.
So my priorities are Luke and Han. And then if there's Mandos around, I might get them. I do like the Chrome look, but the 2.0 is still such a good figure. So
Yeah.
But we'll see. But yeah.
Okay. Jason?
I think I said last time I was on the fence, I know I'm going to end up getting it anyway. But definitely the Stormtroopers. I mean, that's a no-brainer for me. I'm assuming that some of the parts will at least be interchangeable between the 2.0 and this one, and that I would love if I could switch a few things around between them. That would make
you'd definitely be able to switch the head out.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Anything beyond that, why would you want to? Because it would mess up with the chrome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just meant extra weapons or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
So it would be best of both worlds. And I also like how they seem to have really fixed the cape, because the cape trying to put that pack on the original one will be pain in the ass. It never sat.
Well, this is a photo, so we're not really sure whether or not that has been fixed. It probably hasn't. I think the only thing they probably did was they got that chrome marker and they colored it in, and they're just adding the chrome. I don't think there's any different engineering on it. So we'll see.
And I'm still
Jonathan, are you planning on getting this?
Jason, you can go ahead, man.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm still excited for this one because it shows me, I think, what they're gonna be able to do with Colossus and Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, as far as it being, I think, more screen accurate, I think this is a good example of folks who can have the means to get this one if they've held out. Like, I don't have either of the two MAFEX renditions. I always I have the Figuarts version. I'm not sure what accessories this comes with. It looks like it's a limited palette with kind of a high price tag. The chrome's nice, but I think that this, of the three that have been shown, is the one that's probably the least appealing, even though it looks great. If you haven't bought any of the other ones, it's a great thing for you. It's a little higher price tag, but if you've got any of the other ones, I don't know that it's different enough to say, oh, I have to have that version. Yeah, like the side by side right there. To me, it's if you've got version 2, this is definitely a pass for me. But the Han and Luke, it's reminding me of the old Powers of the Force,
Right?
the mail-aways that I used to have, and those are awesome. I mean, I don't see how anybody can pass those up.
Yeah. I think this is the overwhelming choice of most people.
They better come with shackles.
Get 1 or 2. What is it?
They better come with shackles for Chewie.
Yeah.
Well, Chewie will come with shackles.
Okay. All right. Something's got to come with shackles. You got to.
So everybody's getting this, or wants to anyway.
Yeah, want to. I mean, the question is, how hard will they get to? Yeah, exactly.
Are they putting Luke on like a different body though? Because he should be much shorter, right?
He looks shorter.
Well, he is on a different body. They have different legs apparently for the Luke, so he is shorter.
Okay.
He's not considerably shorter, but he is shorter. So some people had said that they would just get the regular Stormtrooper release and put a Luke head on it.
Yeah.
But that would mean that he's the same height as Han, because Han is most likely going to be the standard release with a Han head, and the Luke is most likely going to be a shorter version of it.
I hate to be that guy, but are Han's legs just dropped down a little bit?
Yeah, it looks like they dropped down a little bit.
Lower, right?
Yeah,
I do see that.
Yeah. But that's not simply dropping down the leg like you can. That's a different sculpt. So Luke's are just a lot closer to the pelvis. That's all.
Either way.
But so I went to 1.6, Project 1.6, and I was asking them about these. And I asked, are these going to be only available at the event? Or after the event, will they be available in the store? And they didn't know. So they were kind of confused. They pulled up like their release information, and the release information wasn't clear either. So I think we'll have to wait probably until we're a little bit closer to the event to know definitively, or even a better maybe, whether or not once these are gone, whether or not people will be able to get it in the store or some other way.
Medicom's not really known for like their event exclusives, right? They usually make things available to the masses after the fact, right? It's not like you would see with certain Figuarts or like Mezco's, things like that. Like they usually make their distributions pretty widespread, don't they?
Well, I can't remember them having an event exclusive ever.
Okay.
They have store exclusives, but they don't have any event exclusive. And the store exclusive is still only available at the store.
Yeah.
So that's the Dark Knight. Dark Knight. What is it? Dark Knight Returns. What is it?
Rises. Which one?
No. The silhouette Batman and
with the
Superman.
the Batman and Superman, the all.
Yeah, they're all black silhouette from the comic cover, and then they have the Webman.
Yeah.
So those are still only available in the store. They've never made those available for widespread release. You can only get them through the store, through their online store, Project 1.6 online. So this is a question, like, are these going to be available anywhere after the event? We don't know.
If not, man, these things are going to be sought after. That's pretty
yeah.
I think that's one reason why they keep it secret, right? I mean, it probably works for them because if they are going to release it, they want people to buy them at the event. So, they're probably going to mark up the price of them as well. So they want people in there and selling them there. And then they'll probably release them. So I don't think there's any benefit for them to tell us anyway if they are getting a general release.
Yeah. And Medicom is not the type of company that is going to allocate a certain number per day. That's not really how they roll. So I'm guessing this is first come, first serve. So once you get there, if you want these, you should probably grab them.
Yeah.
This
So I guess they
Ian
didn't
doesn't want to hear that.
they didn't
You know, that's
they
probably
didn't
true.
tell you if they where they're selling them from. I guess they don't know that, right? So they don't know if it's
Yeah,
in the
we don't
booth
know
or
if
from
it's
the
going to
shop.
be like a booth or if it's going to be in the store.
They don't know. That's insane.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they'll do like a ticket raffle like some of our stateside.
No, I don't think so.
I'm kidding.
I don't think so. Yeah. I mean, they do that in Japan, but they normally do that just, you know, your place in line.
Oh, really?
And you can't really do that at this event. There's just way too many people.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I will say that we don't even know if you can get more than one. Like, can you get one of each? Can you get two of each? Who knows, right? So if you go to any of the stores here, like Ami, for example, Ian and I have posted photos of, you know, the figures when we pick them up there. And it always has like, you know, one per customer to be able to buy it. So that is a thing here. They're very strict about it here. You know, you guys might remember my story of going to the Tamashii Nations store, and you know they take a picture of your face, and then when you try to buy a second one weeks later, they're like, no, you already bought one. So they're very strict about that here. So I mean, it's great for collectors because nobody can hoard stuff. You know, we don't have old ladies like Hong Kong lining up and getting stuff for Toys Wonderland. But, you know, the ability for people to be able to get this is probably going to be pretty difficult. I'm going to try to get a couple through people that I know that maybe aren't particularly MAFEX collectors and see if they'll grab a couple that we can waffle off. Again, like just making one available. Hey, you know, can you hook me up? You know, I can't really do that because everybody's asking me to hook them up, and me picking favorites is not really good. So
Well, then
we
there's
can
the
do a
fact that
waffle.
like there's also the fact that I'm wondering how you're gonna get to all of these places. Like I want to know what your order is, because you're gonna have to go to.
We'll get to that at the end. We'll get to that at the end.
That's gonna be
There's
interesting to
definitely
hear.
a priority, and I think we all know which one that is, but we'll get to that at the end.
Okay.
So yeah, these are a must. These are definitely a must, and I think we're all in agreement on that.
There's still room for my grab a pile and run for it plan. You do it once.
All right, so now let's get into the Hot Toys exclusives. So this is the most recent update. So we have 1 is Galen Erso, 3 is the Sakura Stormtrooper, 4 is the Dueling Vader, 6 are the Magnets, which are pretty cool. 7 is the Grogu, and then we have Coast Babies, some lollipops, more of the same, some coasters, and then more kind of plush and Coast Baby stuff. So Ian and I have been to Toy Sapiens, and we've seen the display that they have. Now they have the coasters that I put up a video a few days ago, which is a good reference. I've posted the picture, and Ian has posted the picture where they had the Darth Vader. So when you go in, there's the Hot Toys stuff right at the beginning. You can see the Grogu, you can see the magnets, which are basically, you know, 1/6 style stuff. And then they have the Galen Erso. That's in one case, one box. And then you go to the next one, and there's just the one Vader in the middle. So they're definitely adding 2 figures. One they just announced, and then, which is number 3, the Sakura Stormtrooper. And then number 2 will most likely go, or number 5 will most likely go right next to it.
Yeah.
And then on the opposite side, they have one case with, like, you know, all the plush, all the lollipops, all the Coast Babies. That one case is really full. And then they have another case where they have these coasters just spread out. And I think that's to throw people off. I think 2 or 5 is going to be a big thing. I really do. I think it's going to be a big item.
It's gonna be Japanese related too. It's gonna be like a samurai something. I guarantee.
Well, I think the figure is going to probably be Japanese related samurai something, but I think they're probably going to do a vehicle.
A vehicle, wow.
And I'm not saying that it's going to be exclusive to the event, because that Grogu is not exclusive to the event. You can just apparently, do a pre-order exclusive to the event, like get first dibs sort of thing. And they did that years ago with the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. I don't know, Ian, if you remember that. They had it at Ichimaru-Q Men's. They had the event upstairs, and it was touted as a Japan exclusive, but it just meant Japan had first dibs on pre-orders. That's
this
all.
Won't be pre-orders. You'll be able to buy them. You'll be able to buy it. It just means that you can't. They'll actually release it for general release at a later date. So they will have them.
Well, something's gonna happen, I think. I've been wrong many times before, but they have one case with just coasters, and I don't think a whole case devoted to coasters is gonna work. I mean, obviously we haven't seen 15, 16, 17, and 18 yet, but those can't be big. I don't think those are big. Those are probably just shirts, clothing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like Ronin.
But I think 2 and 5, 2 and 5, one of them is a figure, and I think one of them is a bigger item.
Any guesses?
That's just my theory.
I can't understand what the vehicle could be. What could that be?
Well, it could be a starfighter. It could be the cockpit, the Millennium Falcon cockpit, finally.
Yeah.
Like, they've showed stuff before.
But how do people carry that home from Celebration?
This is what I'm saying. Like, it might be that you can maybe only order it at the event. Or you get first dibs ordering it at the event. Maybe they say there's only 1,500 available, and people at the event get first dibs. Who knows? They could work it out. But
I think people would.
We can all agree that number 2 is definitely going to be a 1/6 item, right?
Makes sense.
How do you imagine?
We agree on that. Yeah.
And
then number 5 is a toss-up.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But these guys, I need these. I need these. So
have you seen all the comments though? All the comments on social media, everybody's hating on these, man. Like people don't.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, good.
They hated on the porcelain Stormtrooper too.
Yeah.
I remember. They hated on it, and now what's it go for? $1,200 on the aftermarket?
Yeah, for sure.
Something like that. And this looks way better than that.
Yeah.
Way better. So, I mean, this is the box on the right. That picture on the right, that's the Celebration exclusive box. And with that, you get that traditional Japanese coat for the figure that you see right there on the right. And there'll be another version available as like a sideshow exclusive. But that won't include this. So this particular iteration is only available at the event. And it's only 1,000, and the other version's only 1,500. I think this looks awesome. Looks great.
Yeah.
Now, Al, what do you think?
Not gonna lie, when I first saw it, I was half asleep and I thought it was a bloody stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Everybody said the same. Everybody said that.
Yeah, but I think this is a cool art piece, especially if you're gonna be at the event. Like this is one of those things that I was at Star Wars Celebration Japan, and I walked out with a Cherry Blossom Stormtrooper. It's like a reminder of being there.
Yeah.
I already know, even if I'm okay passing on it. I know I'm not gonna get it because it's probably gonna be one of those the more hard to get items from the event. But yeah, again, as a art piece, I think it's cool. But yeah, it's since I'm not going to the event, I don't think I should be getting it at all. I don't even think Sideshow should have an exclusive version without the robe. I think this should just be only at Celebration.
Yeah.
So now, Ian, you're planning on getting this, right?
Yeah, 100%. I need it. I have to get it. I mean, if I don't, for some reason, I'll get it on Medicare and pay the extra money for it because I really want this thing. But the difference
like
with me and you is that you have
that holiday makes it, right?
Yeah. It just, and again, like I think for us as well, living in Japan, we kind of get the understanding of cherry blossom season. We, how important it is to Japanese culture and how we kind of look forward to this kind of season. So I think it's just a nice, it's not something I'm going to put in my display with other Star Wars stuff because I think it will stand out. It's going to be a standalone piece. This is one of those things like the porcelain one where you could have it. I could have it in my living room somewhere, in a nice display case, and it can kind of, as Al said, like an art piece. So, man, like I got to get this guy. But it's just for me, the challenge is, of course, you have the freedom of not attending panels, and I got the reservations for the panels all 3 days.
I have the freedom.
So, you have
You don't have to go.
Oh man, I have to go to the panels. That's what I'm there for. That's my thing. Like I want to see everything. I want to be near the celebrities. I want to be around people cheering and getting excited for the new stuff. And I think as well, like I'm a little bit more, I kind of like a lot of the Disney stuff, whereas as you don't. So I understand that, you don't have that as much of a connection to those shows as I do. So, so it's understandable.
Now, Jason is not a 1/6 collector per se.
There may be an odd one or two that sneak in.
They haven't worn you down yet, Jason?
They have not. So I just collect way too much 1/12 to make up for it. But this is a really cool figure. I just like Al, the first time I looked at it, I was like, oh, somebody spilled or bled all over this dude. But the paint is really beautiful. And I dig the cherry blossom thing. But probably not for me on this one. But I do appreciate what it is. I like it a lot.
Now, if you had the opportunity to get it, would you get it or no?
Just space-wise, because I've got no real place to put it, probably not. But how many times have I said that here and then just gone and gotten something?
You just gone and got it. Okay. All right. Well, cool. Jonathan, do you collect 1/6? I can't remember.
I do not. No, I do not. It's
He's strong, Jonathan.
I'm in the same boat as Jason. I spend way too much on 1/12, and
Green Shirt Crew only does 1/12.
Yeah. Green shirts are life.
I can go. I'll go put a different shirt on, Jason. So,
I think I'm out of green shirts after this one.
No, I mean, I echo what Ian and Al and Jason have said as far as an art piece. If you're at the event, if you think about it, being able to do something that memorializes, Japanese culture, the event itself, you probably couldn't have done much better than this. Like being able to put something like this on a figure. I mean, the stormtroopers, the white canvas, right? So you could have done anything, and I think that this is perfect for what it is. And then throwing the coat with it just makes it all the more. So I can appreciate it for what it is. I definitely think if you're somebody who's there, having this to commemorate that would be fantastic.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that would change my mind. Being there, that makes it something extra special.
Yeah. So again, like Ian nailed it. Like, in Japan, the cherry blossom season, everything starts in April in Japan. The school year starts in April. The business year starts in April. Spring is the new beginning, and the cherry blossoms commemorate that. And to have this and have it, honestly, I mean, it looks cool.
It does.
Having
it really
this
does.
piece there. Yeah, having this piece there, I think the Japanese collectors will eat this up.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you'll also have, you'll have some of the people who are coming into the country who are completists. People like Ryan who love like troopers, they'll want this as well.
Yeah.
Now Connor over at Hot Toys Hotline, he's the one who messaged me the pictures of this. I hadn't seen it, and he messaged it to me, and I was like, "What?" I instantly knew I needed this. You know, so I think for people here, this is a much bigger sell than people who are coming from overseas who would like it, but maybe they don't want to spend the money on, you know, as has been said, a stormtrooper that's not really going to fit into your collection.
Yep.
Right? You're not going to put this guy behind Vader with the other stormtroopers. He would have to go in his own little section. So, yeah, I understand people not wanting it and whatnot, but for me, this and for Ian, like this is a must-have. So when Ian's like, where am I going to prioritize? I'm running straight for the Hot Toys booth when I get in there. Ian's going to go to the panel. I'm going to go to the Hot Toys booth, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get it. Now, we don't know if they're going to allocate like 333 per day because it's going to be 1,000. We don't know if it's going to be 1 or 2 per person. It's most likely going to be 1. So I want to get the one with the howdy, which is the jacket. And I also want to get the regular one because honestly, like, I would love to have them displayed like this. I think this is really cool, having them together like this.
When you first showed it, it looked like a 2-pack, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it does.
They got different guns there, right?
Yeah. So this is a definite for me. This is a definite for Ian. Al would like it, but he's not going to hold his breath. And the other 2 guys they could appreciate it, but it's a no. All right.
Do you really think that's the best choice? Sorry, Rob, but do you think that's the best choice to go to Hot Toys first?
Well, I would say so.
I just don't know how that's. I don't know if that's going to sell out as fast as, say, like a Black Series or MAFEX.
I don't need the Black Series. The Black Series for me is the least important thing for me to get.
Okay, and I think that's the one that's going to sell it the fastest as well. So
most likely because there's probably going to be a lot more Black Series people there.
Yeah, and it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's exclusive. Every year they sell out day one. So, yeah.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Black Series.
Yeah. So I mean, like right now we don't know where the Metacom booth is going to be, and we'll get into Figure Arts later, but we don't know where the Figure Arts booth is going to be. The Tamashii Nations. Are they going to be in the general store? Are they going to have their own booth? We don't really know. So if I have to choose one, for me, that Sakura Stormtrooper is my priority. Like that's the one that I want from my collection more than anything.
Yeah.
Now the Grogu was in the Toy Sapiens store. It looks pretty cool. It's a 1-to-1 scale. It looks nice. Again, I did a video. I'm probably going to go back to Toy Sapiens maybe on Friday and film some more and put another video up on Friday. They should probably have everything up by then. We'll see. But a 1-to-1 size Grogu, does this interest anybody? Would anybody be getting this?
I have to get this.
Let's start with Jonathan down at the bottom. Jonathan, what do you think
first? No, I don't have the enthusiasm for this as Ian. I can appreciate it for what it is. I mean, it looks great. I think if you're somebody who's into cosplay or you're a Star Wars completionist, I think this checks the boxes, but it's very, very specialized. You know what I mean? Even from a display perspective, I mean, I think, I would have trouble finding place that I would want like a little gremlin in the corner. I mean, but truthfully, it looks amazing. It looks great. It looks like it's right out of the show. It's just, for me, it's a pass.
Okay. Jason?
I really dig it, but same as Jonathan said, is where do you put that? Or, for me, I just don't have the space. I dig it though, and I think it looks great. But yeah, there's nowhere for me to put that. It's a bummer. So I'd
Now,
have
Ian is all in on this, yes?
I was gonna say it looks like he's fairly excited.
Looks like he already has a first.
Yeah, I want this. I really do. It's a massive improvement on the last one. It doesn't have those seams on the ears.
Yeah.
You know, it just looks really cool. My kids love Grogu the best out of like anything from Star Wars, and
Really?
you know, this one I wouldn't mind. You know, I'm okay putting this one on the floor. You know, I have like a display case over here, and you know, when I move house, I'll probably have a bit more space anyway. But just something that's kind of standing on the floor, looking up. You know, I got like a space here where there's just nothing next to my desk, and just having a little kind of cool little Grogu would be pretty cool, I think. I don't know if I'll pick it up at Celebration because I just don't want to carry a massive box around unless I take it out and just carry it around in the bag for the whole event. But if it is getting a general release later, I might just wait. It depends on all this other stuff that's coming out because I'm going to already be carrying Hot Toys boxes, you know, MAFEX boxes. So I still don't know how I'm going to manage that just yet.
He's going to need a forklift.
This will come in a massive box.
Yeah.
Do they let you bring anything in, like a cart or something you can use to?
No, because you have there's a cosplay reservations where you can have suitcases, but you have to reserve that space and you get lockers and stuff. But actually, in the actual event, like I don't think you can bring in. I don't know if you can carry around huge suitcases. I'd have to ask someone, but yeah, I don't
think so.
Yeah, I've never seen that before at any other event, so I doubt it.
Now, Ian, do you have those hooks that a lot of the Japanese homes have, like that are, you know, on the
rails?
wall?
No.
Yeah, on the rail. No, you don't have that because you could just hook this up on one of those and have them hanging.
Have him just hanging down like a gremlin from the ceiling.
So Ian wants this. All right, Al, give us some reason.
No, I passed on the first one. I mean, 1-to-1 scale. That's I'm already, you know, 1/6, you know, is already, you know, I'm already starting to kind of shy away from 1/6. I never got into 1/4. Now 1-to-1 is just, that's another territory.
It's a whole other ask.
Yeah. As cool as it looks.
Grogu, dude. It's going to be like 2 1/6 together. No?
Yeah, I'll be okay with like a Grogu stuffed animal or something, you know, plushie. But yeah, 1-to-1. I mean, no,
what are these things? What do these cost? Like the 1-to-1? Like what did the last one cost?
Well, this
cost like 600. Yeah, I think it was about 300-400 maybe. I think wasn't too bad, but yeah, I'm okay with, you know, Grogu figures, and I think he's the coolest character to come out of you know, all the Disney Star Wars stuff. But I mean, unless he was like real and, you know, was a real Grogu, you know, then I'd probably buy that. But you know, not a 1-to-1 toy as cool as it is.
It's the same price as the Stormtrooper. It's the same price.
Yeah, this is the same price as the Stormtrooper.
That's not bad actually. But I think like what Jonathan was saying, like this is cool. Like if you're gonna cosplay as like Din, this thing would be sick.
Yeah, it would.
As a, you know, cosplay accessory for sure. But yeah, just as a collectible, you know, there's way too many other things I want, and that would fit, you know, the collection more.
Yeah, this definitely speaks to people who aren't, you know, maybe 1/6 collectors. People who love the show, who want something unique and different.
100%.
And like, you don't necessarily have to be somebody who's into cosplay. You know, I'm sure like people in the 501st will be grabbing this. You know, just to put it aside for, you know, you never know when, right? But yeah, the price tag on this isn't bad actually. I think it's much lower than the first one.
Really?
It's
and this one, and this one comes with the bag. Did the first one come with anything else?
It didn't have the bag. No, it had like the little ball that he kind of. I think you had stuff like the ball that it holds. Maybe it had. I don't know.
It didn't come with a pram.
It didn't come with a pram for sure. But I think people at the event will buy this because people will wear it. You know, day one is going to be the Mandalorian. People are going to get hyped up by all by the new trailer. You know, a lot of people are there for that. So, you know, once people get kind of hyped up. People have been spending crazy money on photos that cost more than this.
Yeah.
So, you know, people are going to get it and people will walk around with it. Just random people, like not collectors, just attendees of the event. So,
Sure.
I mean, if the price point's that low, I mean, I could totally understand somebody picking this up as like, you know, maybe they don't like the stormtroopers as much, and this is there, and you know, it's more appealing to a more recent, you know, masses. I can see the appeal for sure.
Yeah.
How about this? I got a Dodgers Grogu beanie. How about that?
I'll still buy this. Don't let him fool you. He's buying this thing day one.
No, got the Dodgers logo on it. Yep, there you go. I got my Grogu. There you go.
So is it posable? Yeah, it's articulated. To the degree of its articulation, we're not really sure. None of us have the first one, so I don't really remember how much articulation it has.
The first one was way
But
better
it's
than the
definitely
sideshow, right? Because I remember people saying it was a lot. You could move it a lot more than the sideshow.
Yeah. Could you move the hands, or do you have to replace the hands? I don't
There's
remember.
replacement
Like the
hands.
fingers.
So the hands don't move, but you have different hands that you can put on.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
they haven't
so this
released
one, the
any
hands
pictures
look
of
the
the
same.
accessories for this, right? We don't know
No, nothing.
anything.
Just the bag. I think that's it. Just the bag.
So no new hands? I don't know. I wonder if there's any more hands.
Well,
Yeah,
that right hand of it, it's the same in every photo.
Maybe that's why it's cheaper. That could be it then.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got someone else from Japan, Super Collector Clock. Where in Japan are you? Whereabouts? Are you down in Okinawa? Let us know. Yeah, so I think it's just this bag.
it's a nice satchel.
Cool, man.
Right? Like it doesn't show anything else.
Does a good eye though, catching that that's the same hand and all the. I mean, it is every picture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And they show it right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Like that's all they're showing. Just that one
You
hand.
can't get mad at us. We're telling you, this is all you're getting.
Yeah. In Tokyo, I hope you don't mean Saitama, where the riffraff go. That's where Ian lives. All right. Now the other exclusive, and this is definitely exclusive, it's not going to be available anywhere else afterwards, is a Galen Urso. Now, what's the numbers on this, Ian? Do you remember? Is it like 1,500?
I don't know. Did they release numbers on this?
Yeah, I think it's like 1,500 on this. Yeah.
It's a
so
Japan,
this might be
Japan
another
exclusive,
example.
but it's not an event exclusive, right? So that means they might sell it in the store. That's the difference.
Well, yeah. So my theory is that anything that's left over, just like Tokyo Comic Con, anything that's left over, Toy Sapiens sells. So that's why they say
like the
exclusive.
Stormtrooper has a separate banner above it which says event exclusive, whereas nothing
I think
else
the numbers
has that.
are so low.
Maybe, yeah.
The numbers are much lower on that. So we'll see. We'll see. But this is the first one they announced, and they announced this back last year that they were going to be doing this, which was a very welcome surprise. Again, this is in Toy Sapiens right now. If you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo and you want to check these things out, I don't know when they're going to start pulling this stuff out of there to move to the show, but they're definitely there now. As Ian has mentioned, Mads is pretty popular here. He's a fan favorite, so this most likely will be a very, very popular item at the event. Now, Al, are you planning on getting this?
So this was the one I would like to have, but I'm already expecting it to be impossible. So just like most of the stuff, I don't really have high hopes of getting it, and I don't want to overspend on it either, because I'm sure people will start posting it up on the secondary market, but of course with inflated prices. Yeah, this would have been nice, but I feel like they wouldn't just have a mad sculpt for one figure. who knows? They might make another one with a different outfit. He's
Oh,
worn
they'll
a couple
definitely do
different.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they make another one, that's one I can get. I do like Mads as an actor too. He was actually one of my choices to play Doctor Doom in the Marvel universe until I know he's been in Doctor Strange before, but hey, look, they're reusing all their actors. I thought he would have made an awesome Doctor Doom. He's a great actor.
Well, Robert Downey Jr.'s been Iron Man. They still made him Doctor Doom.
Well,
right?
that's what I'm saying. They're just reusing actors at this point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought he would have been good as Doom, or even his brother Lars Thrawn. I like those guys. They're good actors. So I'd love to have some type of representation of a Mads character in 1/6. And if this is going to be impossible to get, I won't get my hopes up. But like I said, I'm sure they'll probably make another one down the road.
I've got a feeling that they're going to actually drop these in the store at the same time as Celebration.
Really?
Because the thing is, the Stormtrooper says Celebration exclusive, whereas these are just Japan exclusive, and we've seen them in store on display. I honestly do think that we're seeing it now with these events. There's a festival on at the same time as Celebration. There's a Star Wars in concert same time as Celebration. So I think Toy Sapiens will have some kind of Star Wars themed event at the time of Celebration, and these will be actually available in the stores as well. I'm pretty sure of it.
I'll bet you a Galen Urso that it's not available in the store.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet you a Galen Urso.
High stakes game here, guys.
Yeah.
I'm all in. No, I mean, there's a bit of legitimacy to that idea, but I think honestly, we've never seen them do anything like that. And you've been to these events, so these figures that Sideshow gets, they sell out quickly. But Toy Sapiens will hold on to a lot of these figures for months, and then finally sell them at Tokyo Comic Con or something like that. And when you go there, Ian can attest, it is full.
Yeah.
We're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these figures just sitting there on the shelf. Anybody can take one. So they've never released anything at the same time as Tokyo Comic Con in the store. It's always been after the store. Whatever's left, they'll sell it in the store. I think that's probably the way it's going to go with this.
Yeah, but like it's the difference that I think is just that, like, in the store they have the store exclusives, right? And all of those are just full shelves. Like, these aren't selling it at all either. But like, this is not it's not a Comic-Con exclusive. It's a Japan exclusive. That's why it's
why the difference in the wording? Yeah,
the wording's strange.
Yeah. Our boys in green, what do you guys think about this figure? You're obviously not going to get it. What do you think?
It's a cool figure, and I've always been a fan of Mads, but yeah, not for me.
Yeah, I feel the same. I mean, it looks great. It's is this the first Mads figure that Hot Toys has done?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great. I mean, it's from a character perspective. I know that, Rogue One is one of the more popular recent, Star Wars movies. I think he was a great character in it. It looks, like I said, it looks amazing, but I'll be interested to see the kind of where it kind of goes after the event. Like, to your point, where is it going to be sold? Is it going to move as quickly as you would think? Right? If it doesn't sell concurrently with the event at a store and they hold on to it, is this something that will eventually sell out and shoot up? I'd be interested to know.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about what are the numbers, what are the limits? We have no idea on the limits on these figures in terms of being able to buy one. Can I buy two? If I can buy two, well, I'll hook you up. But, well,
we'll see.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Now, I know one of the biggest criticisms I'm seeing online about this figure is a lot of people say he looks like Viggo Mortensen, which is funny because if you look at pictures of them like recently, I saw pictures of them together. They actually do kind of look alike. So, I mean, that criticism to me is like, well, they look alike in real life, so yeah, the figure would sort of look like Vigo, right?
Yeah,
resembles him maybe a bit, but I don't think.
I don't know. I think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen looks like Woody Allen these days. So I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I still see Mads, but I didn't think about Vigo until people
definitely
looked.
Mads.
Yeah, yeah. And I Googled pictures of them like next to each other at some event. And I was like, well, they kind of, when Vigo has a clean shaven look, he kind of does look like Mads. So, I mean, so Vigo, Mads, Vigo, still a good looking Galen figure.
Sure. Yeah. All right, let's move on. This Darth Vader. Now, this is in the store, and I mentioned it in the video. It looks great from a distance.
Yeah.
But when you get close to it, maybe like a foot, 2 feet away, you really it takes on like a very cartoony look. And this one, if you're gonna have it, I think it works best with very minimal lighting if you're gonna have it in a display case, or have it a little bit darker, so you're not really highlighting the paint apps on it. But it really does look good, and I'm the type of guy who buys all the Vaders. But in terms of the Hot Toys, Grogu excluded, this is probably the one that's at the bottom of my list. So this is one I pick up only if I have the money, which I probably won't have. Yeah, like I love Vader, but there's nothing especially kind of reaching out to me saying I need this. Again, the paint, when you look at it from a distance, it looks really, really cool. But the closer you get, it looks almost like there's
shading, cell shading
I can't
kind of
remember
stuff.
the toy line. It's just the colors they did. It's almost like a Super 7 type of coloring.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of exactly, almost to a T, how they did the 90s animated Venom from the Spider-Man cartoon. And that Mondo figure just came out recently with that same exact color scheme with the red and the blue shadow effect. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this Vader.
Yeah, I've got it right there. It does. It really does. The Hasbro version of it. I've got the exclusive, and you're right. Like looking at it, it's I can see it.
So, Al, are you trying to get this? Do you want to get this?
Easy pass for me.
It's a pass.
It's a cool concept of what they were going for, but like you said, if you start looking at it, without like the studio lighting they have in the pictures, it looks like that Venom to me. It just this is something you can achieve naturally with red and blue lights on a regular Vader figure.
Yeah.
So, so this is an easy pass. This is what most of us call a cash grab from Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Easy cash grab.
Ian, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm same as everyone else. I don't know if this was half price. I don't know if I'd still buy it, to be honest. Like, I mean, I have enough Vaders already. I'm not a fan of cell shading at all. The paint kind of looks like poster paint. And the thing is, like, the material that his suit is, having paint on that, I don't even know how long that would last. It'll probably start cracking if you ever try to articulate it in any way. So I just don't really, I think it's a cool idea. The photos look good. I think if you had it in a case with lighting and this together, it kind of looks pretty cool. But like Al said, like, you can just get the lighting and have a more natural looking effect. than what you're
Would
getting
be
here.
better.
So
Yeah.
it's just not, doesn't interest me. It'll be in the summer clearance sale or one of the flash sales later on. So
Probably.
we'll see how much it drops down to, and then maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, pass for me.
Jason, thoughts on this?
Well, you know I'm a sucker for Vader, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that was the first thing I thought was Mondo. It really kind of looked like a Mondo figure. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of cell shading, especially when it seems like a lot. I think Al's got it pretty down with a little bit of lightning. A little bit of lighting would get you the same effect and probably a little bit better. So yeah, I've got that battle damage. That's my only hot toy. Get the battle damage one coming at the end of the year. If I were to get another Vader, I'd go with just the standard Vader.
Yeah.
So I think cool concept, not necessarily executed perfectly.
Yeah. Jonathan, your thoughts on this?
It's a pass for me. Yeah, out of principle. No. I think it looks cool. I echo the other folks' sentiments. I'm not a huge cell shading connoisseur. I don't have a lot of cell shading figures. I think they have their place, right? But I'd rather have a non-cell shaded version. If I were to get a Vader in 1/12 or 1/6 or 1/4 or what have you, it wouldn't be this, right? I'd go for something more iconic and standard. So this one doesn't appeal to me.
So for cell shading, like this, this works so well, right? And I think everybody just wishes that Metacom would do more of this.
Yeah.
This is great. Whether it's from afar or it's close, it's great. It works with what it is, right?
It's a comic book character, yeah.
But would you rather have, like, if you were to put that next to 85, would you rather have 85 or the cell shading?
If you had to pick one.
The 185?
Yeah, the standard release, yeah.
Or the 75.
Well, that's the same body as the 75. So I've got both versions of the 75. I've got the first release and the second release, and I got the 108, which is this. I like this more than the 75.
Do you? Okay.
Way more.
Really? Okay.
The 185 is probably my favorite that they've done. I just love the colors.
Mm-hmm.
But this is probably my second favorite Spider-Man.
Okay.
The 108. It's just, there's something that's so unique about it that is unlike everything else they've done. And it works. That's the thing. It's not like, oh, it's cool, but it works.
Yeah.
So for me, this figure, for the figures I own, this is definitely top 10. Could be even top 5. I'd have to think about it, but I love this figure.
Yeah.
It's so good. Let me pull up my video.
And in a sea of Spider-Man, it's nice to get something different.
Yeah. I mean, I can appreciate that. I think it's just to the point that you made, they don't do it enough. So it's on an island, right? There's very few figures that it looks good next to, whether you're somebody who's into action figure photography or displaying through dioramas, things like that. I mean, it's hard to put that with something when there's not much else with it. So if you had a wider array of figures to match it up to, right? If Metacom did a version of Venom like the Vader or like what Hasbro or Mondo did, maybe it would be more appealing. But
all right, let's take a look.
The cell shading on the 108 though it's a bit different, right? It's more like a shadow effect, and it's really good. It is really, really good.
So this looks great. I mean, it really does look great.
For sure.
It's just not for us. But let me just actually go back. These are a must-have. Am I alone with that idea?
These will actually go in. These will be in sale later on though as well. So we'll be able to get these really easily.
Yeah.
These will never sell
These
out.
are great.
Yeah. We can get
If you're a 1/6 collector, these are, I think, a necessary purchase.
The blind box part of it is a bit annoying. That's the only bad point. Like I think that's
really
a bad, because it's like you end up with so many duplicates. I'll be picking these up from Metacaddy. Pay 100 yen more and get the ones that you want.
And get the ones you need.
Yeah.
So we don't really know what that bag material is made of. Someone in the comments had asked about that. We're not sure.
Looks sturdy enough.
Probably standard.
Like canvas or...
Yeah, it's probably just standard stuff.
Have you got like some de-aging
That
filter on there?
That would look much better in the promo picture. It's like you can't see his like eyebrows or something. Something's.
The lighting in Toy Sapiens is troublesome now. Like with phones and cameras. Like if you have like a proper camera, it's just flick up because it just can't keep up with the it's like the frame rate can't catch it.
Yeah. And that's where this is at. Is at Toy Sapiens, you guys said?
Yeah. So as you get close, the closer you get, the more cartoony it looks.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think
I also feel like some of the blue and red placement is kind of off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with where he's holding the saber, it doesn't look like the legs are in one direction, whereas the chest piece is in it looks odd.
Yeah, I think it would have looked better if they left it to just the reflected pieces.
Yeah, I can see that.
Armor pieces. It's weird on the pants. They wouldn't reflect anything like that.
But then, like with the Spider-Man with the 108, that's the only issue I have with that is just that the red parts aren't shaded, and it does have a bit of a negative effect. Like the blue parts are, but the red parts aren't, and it becomes noticeable when you realize. So yeah, I think they kind of maybe learned from that a little. I understand why they did shade the pants. I think if they weren't, it'd stand out a little.
It's got shading on the red. It's just not as pronounced as the blue. That's all. It's just very minimal shading on the red. But it's got shading in the red. It's just the blue occupies most. But it's minimal.
I'll have to get that. I thought it's like I think it's got like weathering, but it doesn't have like the shading. It doesn't have like the changing kind of different tones.
So it bleeds through. It bleeds through. It's got shading, but it's, like I said, like it's very minimal on the red.
Yeah.
It's mostly
like
on the blue.
Like dark, like it looks more like weathering, but I was
gonna say it looks more like
it's not like a shadow, you know what I mean? It's more like just a weathered effect. But
yeah.
That's fine. Still, it looks good.
Yeah. So I think we're all in agreement. This is something we can wait to get in the bargain bin.
Yeah.
The Hot Toys bargain bin, relative.
Yeah. Which we get here.
Do you really?
Which we get here. 50% off.
It's like 50% off.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they're doing it with a lot more regularity these days.
Sign of the
It used to
times,
be once
I
a
guess.
year. Now they do it a couple times.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Right. Now we have the Black Series. So this is is this episode 1 of Vision season 1?
Yeah.
It was episode 1?
Yeah.
It was the best one.
For sure.
It was such a cool story. And it's nice that they're doing it. The box is very cool. Especially opened.
Yeah. That one's dope.
So if I could, I'd get one. and I'd probably leave it in the box because I like the box.
See, I already have this guy.
Again,
did we finally find a box you would keep?
this is a box I would keep. Yeah, like if I got the Celebration one, the Stormtrooper, I would keep that box too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is that an Artifacts or something?
Yeah, this is the. I think this is the Kotobukiya version, the Artifacts one. Yeah, but that's so cheap. It was super cheap on Amazon, but it's
Looks
one of
great.
my statues that kind of got me into statues. It's such a great piece.
That's good. Yeah.
Have they shown the prices for the Black Series for the Ronin?
For the Black Series one?
Yeah.
I think it's what, $60, $70?
Oh, that'll sell out.
It'll be gone instantly. Yeah. This will be gone in seconds.
Well, it's something that they haven't done, right? In that scale, they haven't really released this figure anywhere, so I think it looks great.
Yeah, the retail market on Black Series.
Yeah, Black Series.
Or, Celebration exclusives. You know, it's just boom, they just shoot up. Like, and people pay crazy money for these things.
I can see it.
Yeah.
So let's start with our 1/12 guys. Now, Jonathan, would you want this?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the full spectrum of what's released, but for me, knowing that this is a character that they haven't done yet, and it's the scale that I collect, this is something I would absolutely. I thought this was the best episode in that run. Coolest character. I think this is a home run for sure. I'd get this in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Jason?
Yeah, I would too. I don't really collect much from the Black Series, but I would be all over this one. I was a huge fan of the show, and this segment was particularly awesome in it, so I would love to have a representation of that. But I'm guessing chances are slim. Well, for a price, of course.
In that box, right? This version of the character, it'll get released at some point. Maybe not as cool as this version, but
it's got to have that robe because that looks crazy good.
I mean, that second picture looks great,
right?
This is a good one.
Who knows the deal with the Jabba that was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive? This is when the Black Series first started. It was like year one. And I got it from Toy Sapiens. Toy Sapiens used to carry those San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, and you could buy them.
Really?
I got it there. And it took them years, right? Years to release Jabba that wasn't the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Am I correct in that? Am I remembering?
You're right.
Correct?
For sure, yeah. It took a bit of time for sure. Yeah.
Years and years. Like
I got the Boba Fett one as well. The Boba Fett one, like with the beautiful box, and it's got all of the stuff.
Yeah, the Boba Fett one was cool. But that was like the first figure in the Black Series, right? Like that was.
Yeah,
they
but
released
like the
that
Kryptonite,
before they released everything else.
Like they didn't release. I don't think they released that until much later. Like I don't even know how you got hold of that Kryptonite Han Solo.
The Carbonite Han?
Carbonite, not Kryptonite. Carbonite.
Of course not.
Superman's near and dear to my heart, so I appreciated you calling it Kryptonite.
It's kind of like the Snake Eyes 00 from the Classified line. It's the first figure that came out in the line. It's like issue 1 of a comic.
I still love it.
Everybody wants that first release.
That was such
like this, like the Dark Knight Rises figure, right? It's the first in art 1/12.
Yeah. There's
a lot of demand for it. Usually the numbers are lower than later releases when the production runs are much higher. So I think that Boba Fett with the Carbonite, yeah, like you said, like you couldn't get that Carbonite for years and years either. And it never came again with the Boba Fett. You could only buy it separately as its own piece. So, that was, I think it's still going for big money, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've got it. Yeah, I've got it all boxed up, but it's the one that I'm kind of worried about selling.
You have that figure?
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
Jason, it sounds
What's
like
your
what
address?
Robert's doing is trying to break our hearts, saying that there's no.
It really does.
There's no hope.
Right.
Listen,
Al, we're out of luck, man.
listen. I want this. I
No.
want this. But if I only get one, I would make it available to the group because I know there are Black Series collectors in the group who want to have everything Black Series, who are more completionists. I'm not. I've only got a few Black Series. I think it's a very cool figure. I love the story, but I understand being a collector
Yeah.
and wanting to have all of the stuff for my collection. So I'll tell the group this. If I do get this and I only get one, I'll make it available to everybody.
Awesome.
So there will be an option, there will be an ability for people to be able to get it.
Very
so
cool.
knock on wood, I get it. Right? So, but I
You
will
just gotta hope
make
that
it.
the Hot Toys booth closes down a little bit early, right?
Well, I'm running in there to Hot Toys, so it's the first thing. I grab it, and then I'll run over to Metacom, grab those, and then I'll run over to Hasbro.
It depends if they're selling them from the store. That's gonna be a killer for you, man. Like that store is like a 2-3 hour wait to get in if you don't have the light speed.
I don't have to do the panels, so I'm good. Right?
Yeah, but what I mean is like you're gonna have to wait if you're gonna get the Hot Toys, and then you have to go to the store. The chance of getting this is tough. It's tough. If they sell it in the store, if they sell it at the Hasbro, then you're all good, I think.
Yeah, we'll see.
Looks like
but you're not going in. Go ahead.
I'll say it looks like KJ Smith only has a few months to live, and this 2-pack is his cure. So Rob, KJ's life is in your hands now.
Nice knowing you, buddy.
Just give it up to him.
Let me know where I can send the flowers.
Damn. No Boston connection there. Damn, ruthless.
Cold-hearted.
Well, I don't know what town. Where did KJ grow up? KJ, where did you grow up? What town or city did you grow up? You're not from Boston, are you?
Got some rivalry going on.
We're waiting on his response. He's probably already died. That's probably what happened. Let us know.
There you go. Salem.
Salem.
Oh, look at that.
Not
That's
sure.
a lot. now you're getting all the Make-A-Wish kids now.
Well, I'm gonna have to revoke all the stuff I was picking up for Ryan. Then he's too young for this stuff. All right, so that is it. I did make a slide for the figure arts, but we don't really know what's going to happen there. I'm guessing the figure arts stuff will probably be announced today or tomorrow, but I would think today.
Any guesses?
The figure arts stuff, that's, I'm wondering if maybe Metacom early announced that they were doing that 2-pack, and maybe Figure Arts was planning on doing that, and maybe there's the kind of, radio silence as a result. I don't know, because they've showed those two off.
Can you imagine?
They've shown them off before.
Back and forth between which one's better. I feel like
man,
we don't get a day without a post talking about Figure Arts versus Mafex. Which one's better?
Yeah,
the Toby right now. Yeah. Oh man.
Well, Ian has an opinion on that, so I'm sure he's gonna let us know. Ian's more of a Figure Arts Toby guy.
Kind of depends. They both had their points.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna do 6 figures a month. We got through that celebration stuff pretty quickly. I'm actually happy. I guess that's what happens when Ryan's not in the stream. Am I right?
Right.
Am I right, Al?
Oh man, I was actually going to announce that at the beginning of the show that this will probably go a lot faster because, our main guy is out today, and it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's got great things to say, but it sidetracks us, So anyway, let's get into our six figures. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
So look,
And as
cool.
long as I don't
Right.
have to follow Ian's slides, I'm happy to go.
All right, we'll do that. So no pressure. All right, give me a second.
Sure.
Hold on. I gotta remove mine first, I guess. Okay, here we go.
So this is actually, I think, the first month where I had way more than 6 I wanted to throw in here, but they came in kind of late. But I wanted to give Riddler a little bit of love.
Pulling Orion.
I had to Ryan this one. I know. I had 3 more I wanted to put in here, and there just wasn't room. But I wanted to give Riddler some love because I know it doesn't come with a ton of accessories, and neither one of these guys do. They don't come with a bunch of accessories.
No.
They aren't particularly posable, but again, I love me some Batman, and I think they definitely have a good place on the shelf to round out the collection. I actually really dig the Riddler. I think the colors pop really well, and he kind of does what he needs to do. Again, Riddler is never a super action villain. He's not jumping around or doing much of anything. He's just thwarting all the time. So I'm digging him. I think the Scarecrow, especially that sculpt, that angry mask sculpt, I think is really, really good. I really dig that stuff. So
I like that those fisheye pictures.
Thanks.
Cool.
I was kind of trying to mess around, and it sort of worked. So I appreciate that.
Is that a shadow that you incorporated into that picture?
I'd love to say I did it, but the AI helped me out a whole lot. But it did take a while to find a way to make it all work. It was a lot of fun actually doing these this month.
Okay.
So
yeah, good photos. Yeah, I like this.
I love this figure. I've been waiting on this guy to come in forever, but it's D1 Studios Blackhorn. It's just it's sort of in the style of Gorillas. That it's kind of similar animation if anybody remembers Gorillas, but it's a well put together figure. He's got double jointed knees. He's got great ab crunch. He's got my kind of attitude from the picture on the left. He's just a fun little dude. I love the dragon head that he's got. Here, I'll show you. They actually did something cool with this dragon head because it makes him really, really top heavy. If you can see it at all.
Hold on a second. Give me a second.
So mouth is hinged. But the cool part, if you can see it, is they actually put padding in there because he's got kind of big ears and the top of his head. I was kind of worried about whether it would scratch or not.
Yeah.
And it won't. It's such a simple, easy fix. But the colors are cool. The character's cool. I was wondering what the deal was with the little gecko with them, and I thought, just stick him on his head, and it's actually magnetic. So,
wow.
So a nice little touch that I didn't expect, but he's pretty easy to pose. The hands, if you get this, the hands are incredibly tight. Heat it up and never stop heating it up. Get him off of there. And it does come with he's only got like 4 hands, not including the mechanical one here, but it was a cool pickup. He was one of those I kept wanting and finally pulled the trigger on, and then he finally just showed up. So
I like that one. Yeah, I've never heard of that.
This one I've been jonesing for a long time. I know this last year, I think, was on a bunch of people's lists, but this is the Fog Toys Fantasy Alphabet Series A. Series M is out now. That's the one with the girl with the big sort of, I don't know, sort of a mech she rides on, but this one's super cool. Oh, I forgot. This one lights up. I was going to show you the lights. Let me see if I can turn them on real quick. But they're little, it's going to take a sec. So they're little lights that you have to screw closed to turn them on. I will tell you that this one was a little unwieldy to put together. The figure itself is really cool, but no articulation to the head. He simply has 2 separate heads. One that looks forward so you can mount him on the bike. Almost there. And one where he's just standing up. So it's either straight up or leaning forward. Sorry, this is taking forever. I meant to have this done.
This is one of the figures I want the most. Like I've been chasing this. It's so difficult to get here. But it's a lot of people's number one of last year.
I totally get it, and I will be getting. This light's not turning on, so. Anyway, the one big thing that people were concerned about was, and I was too, is all the stuff, all the details on it are stickers.
Oh, you put them on? Wow.
Oh,
hell yeah! I am particularly terrible at it.
It looks cool. I mean, it looks like it was made like that.
Most people don't put those stickers on, man. Like it looks way better with them on. So
I've seen, and I think it was Eddie from our group who just showed his, and he showed the before and after, and I wanted to say something, but I wanted to sort of keep a little surprise on it. But without it, it looks not very cyberpunk. With it, it does. He's got this cool little shoddy to go with.
Can I ask how much you paid for that, Jace? How much did you pay for that?
I think I worked a little bit of a deal on it, but it ended up about $130, I think.
Okay.
AliExpress has some pretty decent deals on them right now.
Okay.
I'll send you the link I used if you want it.
I found a buyer selling it here, but he's selling it for like 23,000. I don't know how that converts, Rob.
About 170 bucks.
170.
Yeah. They're anywhere from 140 to 160 with variations on shipping, but it's one of those, if you leave it in your cart long enough, I'll send you the link for this one guy who sold it to me. You'll get a coupon that brings it down, and then AliExpress goes, hey, you left this in your cart forever. How would you like another coupon? And if you work it well enough and give it a little time, you can do pretty well with it.
Nice.
But the nice part with the stickers is it's cyberpunk, so you can't really do it wrong per se. It's
you can't mess it up.
like just slapped a bunch on there.
Yeah.
The feet were really cool.
It gives you instructions, right? Does it give you instructions on where to put the stickers?
No, they just give you. In fact, there's no real good instructions for any of this.
Wow. Okay.
So it's just stick them where you want. I left off the one that all said, there were a bunch that said Fog Toys, and I was running out of room, so I kind of left the branding off of it. But there's a bunch of cool stuff on here, and you can't really do it wrong because it is what it is. So I was really nervous to do that at first, and then I just finally went, gotta do it. I will say the wings in the back, if you can, if you get it, the wings in the back there, you got to use lubricant. These things are gonna snap if you don't use that. They're very, very tight. I mean, really, really tight. Oh, and it's cool. I couldn't get it to turn on. I must have run out my batteries, but the back one here does light up as well, and it changes color. So it goes from blue to red to purple. But I highly recommend that. If you like cyberpunk or just good figures in general, it's oh yeah, I almost forgot. It does come with a stand as well that I left off of it for now. It's kind of a polystone stand with a wire connector, but harder to show them that way.
Nice.
So it's a nice little piece. Nothing super fancy, but it's big.
Good display.
And it makes it so you can leave that way. So Ian, I'll send you that later. But there are ways to work it down a little bit.
Thanks.
Yeah. Or anybody else who wants it, feel free to share. I had a hard time with the top three because so many good stuff, but Doc Ock. I almost actually passed on Doc Ock, and Al knows about our new Mezco obsession. This one, at first I saw it and I was like, hey, it looks kind of dumpy, which is kind of like how Doc Ock is supposed to look. But man, once you get him in hand, especially with the arms, but the face sculpts are so much better than I thought they would be.
Yeah, they're really detailed.
Right? You know, you'd think, all right, he looks like 60s guy with a bowl cut. But they did it so well. And the glasses, you got to be careful with the glasses. They slot in, and you'd be lucky to ever get those off. But they do come with one set of glasses per head. I think it's 4 heads total. I like that grinning one. It suits it well. And you can actually stand them up on those legs if you do it right. You can also connect, I think it comes with like 12 pieces all together, and you can lock them together to make longer arms. Hard to photograph with 2 long arms, but But man, I recommend this one too. And of course, I had to stick him with Spidey.
I think Mezco's whole like classic Spider-Man line has been great.
They are killing it. I can't wait for what's next. We got Cap and Thor. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for just about anything Mezco right now. Ryan did this.
Yeah, Ryan. No voice, but lots of temptations.
Yeah, but they're all so good. I got no complaints. I'm happily obsessed with these. Oh, and lab coat was actually pretty cool too. I thought it looked a little, I don't want to say cheesy, but it looked a little something in the original photos. But it's cool because there's slots in the back where the tentacles come out, so you can actually have them wear the coat or not have the coat. But it's been a lot of fun to play around with. I highly recommend this if you can get your hands on them. All right.
Oh,
God, I love this figure. And I had a hard time which one to put as 2 or 3 between Doc Ock and him, but I'm a car guy. I love bikes. I just love all of this. And the rat rod face head sculpt is next level awesome. But it comes with so much stuff. That's always kind of the thing with Mezco is it comes with so much stuff. I mean, I got pictures for days on this. I love the graphics on the back of his vest. It's just they put a lot of detail in. It's cool that it lights up. It does make sound too, but the sound, it doesn't really sound like a motorcycle as opposed to noise, you know.
Doesn't give you the real vibes.
Yeah, there's no rumble going on. It would be nice. He also came with a leather jacket. I didn't use that. He comes with a shotgun and knives and wrenches and all kinds of stuff. The helmet is really cool and easier to put on than I thought it would be. It's got goggles. I did have a problem with the glasses. They came with a scratch on it, so they're just sending me another pair. But
it's cool that they're doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It actually worked out, and I'd like to think I miraculously had something to do with it. But I said, you could always convert my Tangerine and send it with that. And the next day, Tangerine converted. So I'd like to think I had.
Speak it into existence.
Right?
Yeah.
But I will take Lucky all day long. So, yeah, just a great figure. I love it. It's got a great shelf presence. And I'm sure this is what everybody else has got. But number one's got to be the Bat. I love Batman anyway, but this is figure of the year contention for sure.
Jason's flexing early on, guys. I'm
Me?
offended that I can't pick it, and
there is no flex here whatsoever.
I'm hoping the waffle isn't kind to folks that were not on that list.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm teasing, man.
I was really happy that with the kick though on the right, he actually there's no stand or anything. I just he actually is balanced really, really well. So
good balance.
Yeah.
Again, it's a figure I can't put down. I will say the left eye issue is driving me nuts. I'm assuming you guys can see that here. But I called them on it and they're sending me a new one. So
a new head or a new figure?
A new head. If a new figure shows up, I'm not going to complain.
So everybody needs to take a cue from Jason and his ability to work with distributors and manufacturers and getting
right.
I didn't even know you could do that, man. Like I thought, because ours was an event exclusive. Like I'm going to do the same straight after
what
this.
They did was they sent me a survey and said, "How do you like the figure?" And I said, "Everything's great and all." And I hadn't noticed the eye yet until other folks pointed it out. And then I went, hey, one more point. The eye's all messed up. How about a replacement? And they said yes. I've always been of the mindset that worst they can say is no if you ask. And you're reasonable.
Just be polite, right? Like, just be courteous and appreciative and just,
100%, Jonathan. That's what I see other people get super pissed off and then they go at them hard. And I'm like, they didn't do it on purpose to make people.
Yeah.
It's just the thing. So I find that if you ask nice enough, people will help you out. And sometimes not.
Yeah.
What's that old saying? Flies with honey?
What's that?
What's that old saying? You
Catch
catch
more
more
flies
flies
with
with
honey.
honey.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So my job all day is mostly talking, so that doesn't hurt. So that's it for me. I just
Nice.
man, it's been a
Nice.
fun month, and I had 3 more I wanted to throw in. Al knows which ones, but next month where I'll probably have
Next
too
month.
many again.
Can't do
Right,
'em
right.
all.
Right. It's a good problem to
All
have.
right. Jonathan, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm not going after Ian because I didn't do my homework.
And I don't think Ryan's as good as Jason. Jason makes his own photos. It's like, damn, those photos are insane.
Oh, thank you. I just like doing it. It's fun. I'm no Al though. Al's got me there.
Let the man talk.
Yes, I did.
It's fine. Like I'm up on the screen.
on the
I
big
can't see you guys
screen.
talking. So no.
Sorry. man.
Okay, so first one I'll list. I think Al, you might have listed this last month.
Oh
Maybe?
yeah.
So
Cigar Wars Cat.
I've really slowed down on the Hasbro Marvel Legends line. I typically cherry pick unless it's Thor or something like Asgardian adjacent. I usually stay away from it. But Captain America is one of my favorites. And this figure is easily the best rendition of a Hasbro Captain America. And I've got the 20th or 30th anniversary. I've got a lot of the recent ones, but it's top notch. The only thing I wish, and I understand it's the Secret Wars thing and the shield. I wish they would have put like a shield that was torn up.
Yeah.
But that's my number 6.
Jonathan.
Yes.
Why do you dislike that figure so much?
Which one?
That Cap.
I don't.
Why is he still in the box?
It's a recent purchase, and if I'll put some pictures on the Facebook. Even with all the shelves that I have, my real estate, and my wife is probably watching this, and she's like, "You're not getting another shelf, you idiot."
Oh, man.
But I just got to move stuff around, and I picked this up not that long ago. So
I like those boxes as well. Secret Wars, I like that.
yeah, I mean, I'm not an inbox collector, but I mean, if you're going to keep something in box, the retro card, it really lends to that nostalgic vibe.
Yeah, it's a nice aesthetic.
It looks good. So my number 5, Jason, you might be interested in this one, or it might have come in. But
I haven't gotten him yet. Nice.
Oh yeah. I got him in too.
This is 1,000% better than the Figure Arts version.
Really?
They both Dwayne Johnson. They both look like him, but I think that the texture on the suit, it looks better. Great figure, terrible. It just came out 2 years too late, right? Had this come out much sooner, I don't think many people would have bought the Figure Arts one unless they're diehard Figure Arts people. But I think that this is, and my camera's awful, guys, so you probably can't pick up the detail as well. But
you can see.
That's good.
It's really cool.
It's got great presence.
It does. The cape is awesome. It's really well done. It lays well. So I like. I'm a fan of Dwayne Johnson. I'm a 80s 90s kid, so I watched WWE growing up, and he was one of the ones after Bret the Hitman Hart that I enjoyed watching. So gotta support. There's an action figure of him.
Do you also get the wrestling figures?
Do what now?
Do you collect the wrestling figures?
I collect Bret Hart's and CM Punk.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's
only really Bret Hart.
Yeah, unless like I have the Roddy Piper from They Live.
Nice.
I've got a couple rocks, but I've got way too many lines that I dip into, so it's like I try to exclusively focus on like 1 or 2 of the wrestlers.
We're not trying to get you in trouble with your wife.
Yeah. Oh no, she knows. She knows.
I've been tempted with some of those Ultimate figures, but
man. I mean, really. I mean, I don't know if you guys are into AEW or WWE. I'm a big fan of the AEW Supreme figures. Like I've got the Supreme Cody Rhodes and the Supreme CM Punk. I think that those are really cool. I do think in general Mattel's like wrestling figures are better than the Jazzwares, but it's they're still pretty good, and the ultimates are fantastic. The CM Punk that I got from the 2015 or not 2015, whatever he's like blowing a kiss.
The Money in the Bank, right?
What's that? Money in the Bank, yeah.
Money Bank, yeah.
That was a great figure, and I think that he's as a character, he's doing a lot of cool stuff right now, kind of being back in the company.
Now Figuarts put out a Triple H, right?
They did.
They put out a Rock too, and an Undertaker.
They had a Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H.
Did you
Undertaker?
Get those?
Yeah. I want to say Kane, but I don't remember if they actually did a Kane. I know they did Undertaker.
Did you get any of them?
I actually did have the Rock and Stone Cold. They were okay.
Yeah, I heard they weren't that good.
I mean, I thought it was fantastic that Figuarts did it. Like having like Mattel figures, they're okay. They're not great, right? Like they're not comparable to like a Hasbro Marvel Legend. They're not as good. They don't articulate as well. So having a Figuarts version of the characters were great. The problem is that a lot of the import lines, they just take too long to release something, right? They're harder to produce. They're better made figures. And at the time, their face sculpts weren't what they are today. So a lot of the things that they tried to capture with like the aggressive faces or whatever, they just didn't look right. It didn't look natural. So I don't think they did as well as they could have had they released a little bit later. So, but yeah, I had a couple of them.
Okay.
So moving right along, my number 3 is really 2 figures, but I'm not pulling a Ryan nor a Jason. You'll understand why I'm putting the both of them in here. So I don't know if you guys can see these little guys.
Oh yeah, the Murlocs, right? What they're called?
The Murlocs, yeah. Those of you guys have seen my post. What's that?
Who makes those?
So these are released under Hero Toys, but Hero Toys is the same thing as Memory and Medi Toys, right? Yeah. So whomever that person or individual or group is, it's Medi Toys. I got these off of 5K, and they were really inexpensive. And if you're a fan of World of Warcraft or Heroes of the Storm or any of the Blizzard material, like these guys are a huge part of the lore. Yeah. They don't really play a big part in the story. They're just always around. But as far as figures go, they're great. They come with a lot of accessories. They're fun to pose around. They articulate very well. Their eyes articulate. So like you can move his eyes around.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
cool.
And I mean the sheen on them, it looks like it's an amphibian. So it's definitely
nice.
Comes with a seashell shield. Say that 5 times fast.
City Brady.
Right? But no, those are really cool. This little guy comes with a fish.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, so those are fun.
Colors.
And they weren't expensive. If I were to say last year, and so far into this year, if there was a specific line that I enjoyed the most, it would definitely be Hero / Medi Toys. I think, he's focusing on the World of Warcraft and the orcs and stuff like that, but just like everybody's clamoring for, his recent Captain Kargas figure. There's a guy who has taken the figure's sculpt, the body, the buck, and is using it to build like a Hulk.
Hulks, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that that line is doing some really cool stuff. And if you're a fan of World of Warcraft, this is the first time you're getting actually decent World of Warcraft
good figures.
So,
yeah. Those McFarlane ones out now are just freaking.
That's their statues.
4 or 5 statues. Yeah, even the older ones. I remember the ones from like the early 2000s. They were not really articulated.
You might get a wrist movement or an arm movement. Yeah, it's a statue. And I have a couple of those, in the cabinets, but it's definitely, I enjoy articulating them and putting them in different poses and things like that. So I think it's awesome. I would like to see more than just orcs though. So I know he's shown, I think it was an undead necromancer.
Yep.
It would be cool to see some, like a paladin or maybe some of the Alliance races. I think he showed a Tauren, but I think it's a single small company, similar to like the import stuff. It takes a while to release things, but he's got a lot of cool stuff. The Illidan was my #1 figure last year. The Illidan from Hero Toys was fantastic, and he's got a all blacked out version, a Metamorphosis version that's coming out this year that I hope to get to.
Yeah.
Anyway, here is my #2. I don't know if this is on anybody's list, but.
Oh,
yes,
I passed on that, unfortunately.
Yes.
So
yeah,
you guys
I passed on it.
You passed on it, really?
Yeah, money wasn't where it needed to be. So
yeah, I can
you can't
appreciate
get the exclusives here now. The special edition, it's so expensive, like the deluxe. Like,
it is.
If you didn't pre-order it here, it's impossible to find. The actual regular one you can get everywhere, but you just can't get that deluxe one.
I will say this, and this is just my opinion. If you don't get the deluxe, it's not worth it. Like, I say that because I've got the Skyward Sword, I've got all the different versions of the Figma, and that's the one figure that I think Figma does really well is the Lynx. Not much else, but they do those really well. This figure, it's got so many accessories. If you buy the deluxe, it's worth it. But other than that, I don't think this figure is as good as some of the others. Like the Twilight Princess Link was probably my favorite in the line of the Link figures. But I mean, it's great. We needed something from Breath of the Wild or the most recent iteration of the game. But I think it's a great figure. With all the stuff on it, it is kind of difficult to kind of get it into the poses that you want. But again, the sheer amount of accessories it comes with is makes it worth it. So
it's just strange that the standard comes with the arrows and doesn't come with the bow. It's like
I didn't understand that. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can make a bow. I mean, the bow is really not much to it, but I mean, to me, if you don't get the deluxe, it's not really worth it because there's so much that comes with it. So, all right, I will go through this last one as quick as possible since Jason stole my thunder.
I'm sorry, dude.
So this is my favorite figure of the month.
It's great.
Nice.
I would say that Mezco is probably my #1 line, like to collect. Like that's what I like the most. And I have all different stuff of different kinds, but that figure, that Doc Ock, I originally I think was going to pass on it and wait and see if it's something that kind of I could pick up at the local comic shop or something like that. But after the first couple of folks got it in and started reviewing it and you saw more people, you knew that it was going to be one of those ones that if you didn't pick up, it was going to be difficult to get a hold of. And I think that it's another home run. I think that this is one of their better releases in a long time. It comes with a lot of different accessories, not like a ton of different things. Like it could have come with, more lab kit type things, but everything that you would want with a Doc Ock, it comes with. And the fact that you can stand it on its legs and the arms, you get an abundance of arms. It's just for the value of figures today in comparison to what like you're seeing in other lines and how much things cost. That's a steal in my opinion. So that's my #1.
Nice.
Yeah.
I agree. It's not just extra figures thrown in to have stuff. They all work. They all mean something. So.
Yep, for sure.
I'm with you, man.
All right, somebody who did their homework. Who's next?
All right, we'll do Al. Al's next.
Okay. So
nobody likes going after Ian, so I'll go after
my
Ian.
sides are the same. I don't do it anymore. I just keep them standard.
So
this is even
everyone
like,
gives me a hard time.
This is fantastic.
I'm just trying to be like my idol Ian with my slides. So, but anyways, so because I'm rearranging, I have everything boxed up at the moment, so I'm just gonna show slides for now. So 6 figures for March. I am kind of cheating. I'm pulling a Ryan a little bit just because I felt a few of them have to go together.
I think you're okay.
So number 6, I picked up my first 2 Mythic Legions. So, I'm I'm trying to get into photography more, and from what I'm seeing online on Instagram and Facebook groups, some of the best action figure photos, they're usually Mythic Legions, imports like MAFEX or Figuarts and Mezco. And I know with Four Horsemen, as a kid growing up, they were some of the first real premium designers. Us in the '90s, once they started making Spawn figures, they were making a lot of the Masters of the Universe figures until they branched off onto their own brand. But yeah, and I talked with Jonathan and guys like Eric in the group. We're big fantasy fans. World of Warcraft, Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings. And Mythic Legions. It's its own thing, but they're still considered a fantasy property, and they make some really good stuff. I picked up that Sir Elijah and Maximilius, I believe is his name. I haven't really read into the lore, but they do have a lore for the Mythic Legions. But man, I saw people doing some crazy photography. These aren't my photos. The one on the left of Sir Elijah is by Moss Toys, and the one of Maxilius is from Off the Shelf Pictures. There's some really good photography going on with some of these characters. Really good. The Amazing did a crazy review on Sir Elijah and showed how good you can get him in posing. Yeah, these are my two first Mythic Legions, and I doubt they'll be my last. But what's good about them is because I don't really know the property, the lore. They're not established characters. I don't have the need or feel the need to like go back and backtrack and get older, super expensive releases. Because I was looking at some of the older stuff. They've done stuff where it was a Skeletor homage. Jeez, man, the reselling that stuff is like $300-400. So, but I'll be picking up more. These won't be my last.
This wave out, like to me, so like being somebody who's a huge fan of the fantasy genre, like this wave is fantastic because you could take these figures and interchange them with any sword and board kind of line, and it works, right? Like there's a lot of people that are purists. Is I'm not going to put any characters from any other line or property or anything like that, mix and match. These guys are pretty universal, and they look fantastic.
Yeah. I've seen actually people doing photos with the new Figma Link against some like skeleton army builder guys, and they look great. It's great. But yeah, so these two are awesome, and those are my number 6. Number 5. Let's see here. Actually, Jonathan, my number 5 was Figma Link from Tears of the Kingdom. I did get the deluxe version as well too. So, and you're right. Looking at the difference between the standard and the deluxe, it's like, what the heck, dude? There's way more stuff with the deluxe version. But
it's one of those situations where you have so much you don't know what to
do with it.
Right? Like, oh man, like what am I going to do?
Yeah, exactly. And also great photography being done with this figure. The photo on the left is from one of the guys, Will Flo. He's an awesome photographer, but he has Link using that little ascend technique, coming through the floor. Looks great. But got a little sad story about this game, I guess you could say. I'll just tell you guys since we're on here. But Breath of the Wild, I think I got about 75% through the game based on how many Divine Beasts I beat. And I just kind of put it down for a little bit and just started playing some other game. I totally forgot what I put it down for. But I think a year had gone by, and I went back and I was like, you know what? Let me go back to Breath of the Wild. And I had no idea what I was doing. I forgot where I was. I was like in the middle of a field getting blasted by enemies. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just kind of start over so I could learn the controls and then I'll continue the game. Guys, do not do that with a Switch game. You start a new game, you only have one save. It erased my game.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's
so
awful.
Yeah, so I'm back at the beginning, and I just haven't had the heart to go back and play. So I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet.
That'll take the wind out of your sails, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I was just, oh man. But
I
figured
they start a new game, and you turn on your Switch, and you say, "What?" I'm right back at the start. It's like,
Man, I don't even have any kids. I did it to myself. Jeez. But, I figured, you know what? Switch 2 is coming out. They'll probably re-release the game, you know, in full 4K with 60 frames per second. So I might as well just wait to continue, but or start over, I should say. But yeah, that's my number 5. Number 4, I have this is my other Ryan cheat slide. The Jada Punk Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners, David and Lucy. I know Ian's all about this, but man, Jada Toys, you know what? If they're gonna not continue the Street Fighter line because, you know, Storm Arena's coming out and that's too much competition, I'd love for them to keep on doing more properties like Cyberpunk, you know, and those niche properties. Yeah, that's one of the rumors. I got Invincible coming up. So, you know, I'm glad they're kind of branching out and doing all these, you know, like the serial characters and all that stuff. But man, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is such a good anime. I mean, I love the cyberpunk genre just almost as much as I love, you know, fantasy. You know, you got, you know, your Blade Runners from back in the day. Shadowrun, if anyone played Shadowrun back in the day, those were good games too. Yeah, I love those games. But man, the Cyberpunk game, it was great too after they fixed it. But even if you're not a fan of the genre in particular, the anime is really good. The story is great.
Really good, man. So good. Really emotional.
Yeah, I mean, man. Yeah, it hits you on all kinds of emotions. It's a roller coaster, that's for sure. But yeah, the figures are great. I felt like they did the soft goods really good for not really being considered a premium figure. Yeah. You know, it is more expensive than your standard Jada figures. David, you can get around $45. Lucy was about 30, and she has a little bit of soft goods too. But yeah, I thought they did it great. You know, they really captured the, you know, the animation great in figure form.
I don't know how they did some of the material engineering on this thing. It's like the pants on
the sweatpants look amazing.
Crazy. Yeah, they're like the materials like it looks like a proper nice material, but it kind of like it's kind of connected almost to the boot with the gather. So when you actually articulate it, it doesn't cause any issues, any stretching. It's like it's really well done, and it doesn't come away. Like you don't have to pull it down or anything. It's really well engineered.
Yeah. I mean, this could easily be, you could easily say it's like a $75 to $100 figure, but it's not. You know,
whoa, easy.
Yeah.
Don't give.
He knows the rules. He knows the rules.
And when they do Invincible, their options are endless. The amount of characters that they could do is insane, and like they'd all be great. Like,
June is making some smart choices if you think about it. Like. Like how big is Invincible right now, and nobody's doing it, right?
Yeah,
like,
and the ones they did put at those Diamond Select ones, they weren't anything to rave about. So Jada will easily smash those.
They were nice to look at, but not nice to try and pose in any way whatsoever. So I'm excited for Jada coming out with the Invincible stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, those are my combined number 4. And number 3, this is where I start getting into that Ryan will be proud area. I'm going back and, you know, on a backlog of collecting some Mezcos. So number 3, I have the Mezco Spider-Man.
Wow.
These photos and poses. No. So these are actually from Toy Page. He's big on the Mezco line. And yeah, when I saw him post these, you know, because I would figure, you can't really get Spider-Man poses with, you know, the suit like a Hot Toys. But man, he proved me wrong. You know, these are all using the stock body, and you got him in Spider-Man poses. Yeah, and I'm really impressed by what he was able to do. I haven't really played around with the figure too much because I put it back in the box while I'm, doing all the rearranging. But yeah, he comes with really cool accessories, and this is a Ditko era Spider-Man. So one of the things I really like is that half Spider-Man, half Peter head sculpt. That's just straight up out of a Ditko comic.
Yeah.
With the spider sense. That's really cool because I've never seen that on any other Spider-Man figure, unless it's a custom or something. But yeah,
if you can get the Goblin. If you can get the
Goblin. He's next on my list. He's coming up. But yeah, really impressed.
Believe they pulled that pose on the ride off. I messed with him, and wow, that's really
yeah. He said he was messing around and pushing its limits. So yeah, he was able to really do it. Now I know I talked with Jason about this. The one thing that I thought was really weird was their choice of the stitching on the back. I didn't have a picture of it ready for this, but you guys can look it up. It's a weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's just weird. But you know, most of the time we're gonna have.
That's I'm gonna have to have a look at this again because like this is actually really easy to get here. Like I've seen this on like on the shelves here, and like they've got it in one of the stores actually out of the box. And I don't like. For me, the first glance, I didn't touch it or take any time to really look at it, but I didn't like it, man. I just felt like the seams and the stitching just looked. Yeah, it looked a bit cheap.
If you see it from the back, it definitely is weird, like the way they stitched it and seamed it. But from the front, I mean, most time you're going to be you're going to see Spider-Man from the front. Yeah, and then the accessories again, you know, it comes with a ton of it, and Mezco's known for that, you know, and a lot of great accessories. But you know, I really dig
one of the ones that people are saying is kind of peeling already.
You know, I've seen some people, you know, post up some pictures again. I mean, I see that with we see that with Hot Toys a lot. People are posting up, oh, my Vader's flaking, you know, my Winter Soldier. But I mean, in like the 6+, 7+ years I've had Hot Toys, none of mine are flaking.
Yeah.
You know, so I also wonder if it's just, you know, you gotta, you know, because it is, you know, soft goods, you know, I'm sure you got to do some maintenance, just like on the Hot Toys. 303 wipes.
Humidity's a factor. Leaving it in one pose for too long. I mean, it's typical things. Yeah. You can't get away from like the red parts of the suit. It's going to be prone to a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. But you know, like I'm happy with how it looks. You know, it's like again, it's a perfect representation of the Ditko era, and I'd probably have to say this is probably the best Ditko looking Spider-Man figure, even with its flaws. But that's why it's my number 3 out of the top 3 I have. You know, it did have a lot more flaws than the others. All right,
good coordination with the slides as well. That's there.
Yeah, I know. I tried a little bit, but number two, I picked this guy up, the Mezco Man of Steel Superman. You know what? Again, you know, I wasn't really big on Mezco. You know, coming back into the 1/12 game, but you know, these newer releases look a lot better than what I remember seeing Mezco from like 5-6 years ago. I used to say that, you know, those older Mezco figures look more like cosplay, you know, guys in costumes, but you know, these more classic, you know, these more classic takes on the characters, it's right up their alley. I think this is where they should stick. But yeah, you know, I would say my first 1/12 soft goods figure was that Muff Toys Clark. You know, everyone was hyped on it, and I got it too. And you know, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try Mezco. You know, because I know Brian and Jason been talking him up, and you know, this Superman was on my list because of all the accessories. Man, he has like, I don't know, like 7 head sculpts. Right? Insane amount of head sculpts, and they look really good when you see them. Really good. And I've seen people using
how inexpensive it is in comparison to like Mezco's typically, well, for a long time they'd come out, they'd sell out, and then they'd shoot right up, and like you couldn't find them unless it was double what their MSRP was. And this one, you know, took, I'm not sure what it is right now or what the value is, but this is one that you can still find for a really reasonable price point. And I think originally when it came out, it was like $120, $125.
Yeah.
The amount of things that you get with it, you're spot on, man. This thing is just super duper value. Like somebody asked the question of which is the better, the MAFEX Hush Superman versus this one. And it's like, you know, it's like 1A, 1B. Like you get, there's good and there's no figures perfect, but like you'd want both. You know what I mean? Because you get so much with this that it just complements it.
Yeah, and you know what? I was telling Jason this the other day, but when you watch reviews or see pictures of a lot of Mezco figures, they almost feel like you're looking at something that's more of like an 8-inch scale, almost like Amigo, like someone mentioned in the chat.
Yeah.
Flamingo sauce, and and it seems like you see the imperfections a little bit more, with the seams and stuff. But once you get it in hand, I was like, oh wow, this is really a true 112 figure, and it's crazy what they can get in that scale with all the accessories, with the suit. But yeah, again, the head sculpts are great. The the heat vision effects is awesome.
Did you try the light up eyes?
I haven't yet. I haven't. I saw how small those batteries are, and I don't know if I want to mess with that. But,
I
again,
did, but it was it's a little harrowing.
Yeah. But yeah, he comes with the Starro. Just a ton of the different color kryptonites. It's a great figure.
This is a big regret for me because this is one that was on shop. It was on the store shelves for a long time. Like Ami had this for a long time, and nobody was buying it. And I kind of assumed that it was because it wasn't very good, or it wasn't a Superman that people knew of. I'd seen reviews of it, and they were really positive, but I just didn't get it. And now it's it's not available here. I guess I could get it from other places, but
yeah I mean, I had seen this on Big Bad Toy Store maybe 3 weeks ago, and then when I was ready to buy it, sold out.
Yeah,
and I couldn't find it like at any online retailer. So I did go on eBay, and I did find this one, $150 free shipping. So it wasn't too bad. I mean, that would have probably been the price I paid if I bought it off of the Mezco site with their crazy shipping costs. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean this. And again, this photo isn't mine. This one is by Articulated Plastic on Instagram. Another good photographer. All right. Well, my number one, and I'm going to be beating a dead horse on this guy, but that Mezco Dr. Octopus.
Sorry, guys. That's so good.
Just like, I mean, I can't even state more than what, Jonathan and Jason already mentioned. Great figure. I was really impressed with the head sculpt. Once you see it in person, it's literally 1/6 quality shrunken into 112. Yeah, great figure. This picture is by 80sburg. Again, look how great these Mezcos, look in photos, man. They're great. But yeah, like Jason said, that the arms, if you can actually get him to stand up on the arms alone. Yeah, it goes great with Spider-Man, and I know what Jonathan was saying. He didn't really have a lot more science type of science lab accessories, but I have some photo ideas in my mind, and I started picking up some stuff. I picked up can't really see it because of my background, but 112 scale beakers, little science beakers. So I'm starting to pick up a little science, make a little science lab for Doc Ock. So. Yeah, that's I wish he did come with more of those accessories.
Morbius. Like if you're in the hunt for, like, it sounds like that's kind of where your jam is right now. The Morbius. I mean, if you can find that one, he comes with some really cool lab kit set stuff too. And I mean, it's interchangeable.
He does.
Oh yeah. And he doesn't go for much too. It's about $60.
No, I mean, he's an underappreciated figure in my opinion. I mean, it's Morbius, right? And I think they released that pretty close to when that awesome movie came out. But it's the comic version. But yeah, I mean, it comes with great accessories. So
yeah. Again, this is my number one.
That's a good choice.
I'm gonna have to start getting more into Mezco, I guess.
That's so good.
There's so many. I mean, the ones I got are great, but I haven't gotten into them, and as Ian can test, they're so expensive here.
It's so hard to get.
It's ridiculous. They're basically your imports.
They're expensive.
Yeah. They're basically your
regional price. I just don't know why they're so expensive. I'm just looking at them on Medicaid now. It's like with the price just for the Superman. It's
imports.
Yeah.
It's like you were saying too, Al. When I first saw these, I thought I grew up with Migos. This looks like this Migos stuff. I remember those cheap plastic boots splitting in a minute.
Yeah.
Everything buried, but and they never look as good in pictures as they do in hand. They always look a little pudgy, I guess might be the best way of putting it. But once you get it in hand, they're all great.
Yeah.
I have yet to get a Mezco that I was disappointed with.
I think one of the biggest things with Mezco, while you guys were talking, like you think about some of these fantastic figures that we've got recently from third party, manufacturers, Muff Toys, that Clark Kent. I've yet to find anybody who dislikes that figure, right? The Gong Studios, the Superman and Shazam, like Mezco's walking so other folks can run, right? The stuff that they're doing, in the soft toys game at the 112 scale, they've really kind of paved the way for a lot of these other companies. And, Mezco early on had a lot of challenges, I think, with like the bucks that they would use. So even though they would do, different characters, they all kind of looked the same. Or you'd get a Batman that looked like it should have been a Superman because he's, quite a bit bigger and, a little bit more stout. But, I think it's one of the appeals. And I don't know if you guys ever got into NECA. I used to collect them a long time ago. And I think part of the challenge is that their library is very dependent upon where the owner, the Mez, wants to go. And a lot of the stuff that he did early on, and even with his own IP stuff, it doesn't appeal to everybody. But as their library's grown and they've illustrated, how they've, adapted and gotten better in certain areas, they've got different bodies. I mean, it's really, they've come a long way, and it's a fun company for me to collect just because of the things that they do that appeal to me. And, I think Al, last month you mentioned like one of the things that I'm looking forward to is the fact that they got an Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan coming out, right?
Boom.
And that gives me hope that we're going to see, Dutch, right? Like, to go with the Predator figure that we got. So it's one of those companies for me personally. It's exciting to collect them, right? And that's what we all do this for, what entices you.
Did everybody pre-order that Conan?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ian?
I'm not a Conan guy. It's not my thing.
Yeah. I wasn't either.
Oh!
And I started
I don't think maybe we weren't big on the Conan. We had the Schwarzenegger Conan, but like he was never. It was just not my. I mean, I don't know why. It's just something that I kind of passed me by. So
yeah. I like the Conan movie so much that I have the Super Sevens that are basically He-Man with the Conan head sculpt.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
they're not great, but they're fun.
Yeah, they're just like classic.
The Ultimates
looking
or the reaction ones?
The Ultimates.
I got the Ultimates for my kids because my kids love Conan, and they're really good figures.
They're not
but
bad.
Overpriced.
I mean,
they're overpriced.
Yeah. They are. But it's funny because I mentioned NECA. I still have a couple of the NECA Staction figures, the Conan ones that they did. Those go for so much money. It's crazy. It's insane. But anyway.
Wait. Are we talking about Constantine or are we talking about Conan?
Conan. The
Flamingo sauce.
What?
The comment. I've never seen the movie. So they were talking about Constantine, the figure. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering, is this a comment about Constantine? Because it can't be. Or is it about Conan?
I think he's talking about
Conan. Oh, you got to see it. Both of them.
Oh,
you can skip the Momoa version though, but gotta watch the original too.
Like
you still need the
original Conan was what, 82?
84.
No, was it 84?
I think so.
It was.
No, Terminator was 84.
Yeah, I think it was 82 or something.
82 and 86.
Yeah,
it was an 8. It was an 8 in there. That is such an amazing movie. That is Schwarzenegger's. It's in his top 5, and people, for whatever reason, overlook it. It is an incredibly good movie.
Oh yeah, no, that's Conan and Terminator are
different than the Conan books, and it's different than the Conan comics. It's its own thing, but it's so good.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know the comics. I didn't even know that. I just haven't. Maybe where I'm from, I just don't know about. I just don't think we had Conan as a.
Yeah, he had a stint in the Marvel universe at a time.
Yeah.
I remember
maybe he'll show up in Doomsday
comic that my uncle bought me. My uncle bought it for me from Comic Book World. It's a local comic shop, and it's Robert E. Howard. And you guys know. And my mom was like, "What in the world are you reading? What is this?" Like, it's Conan, you know. But
I think for Conan, really, you had to be watching in the 80s to really have gotten into it a whole lot. At least for
Flamingo Sauce. Were you
Never
in a
seen
coma for the last 40
Back to the
years?
Future and Indiana
That sounds like a great night of movies to me.
I'm not trying to make an ageist comment here, but like Flamingo Sauce has to be like 15 or something.
You ever see that really old movie?
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back?
Because that's like, I mean, those movies that you just listed are like our childhood.
Yeah.
It's
Nobody born after 1989 has not seen those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you're born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. You've seen those movies
Many times.
It was such an ingrained part of pop culture.
Yeah.
30. Oh, okay. Yeah, Flamingo Sauce, we're going to need to get you
He's a 90s kid.
We're going to have to do a live stream with you on watching all these movies back to back.
Like a reaction showing or like a group.
But I'd be interested to know how his reaction would be. Like, are they, I guess now with so much great stuff coming out all the time, like, are they actually that good if you see them?
Conan would still be a good movie today.
They're that good,
Oh, yeah.
but I don't know, are they? Are they that
All right, wait a second. Conan is that good.
Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's that.
And the what is it? The Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
Those are that good. Temple of Doom is so-so. What was the other movie? Back to the Future.
Come on, that's
Well, you're looking from your perspective. What I mean is, if you watch an Indiana Jones movie where like the fists aren't touching when he's punching them, and you know how things are just like the rocks coming down, and it's like, and then it's all of a sudden it's back up, and it's back up again, and it's like people don't accept things these days, man. People are too critical.
Well,
these days.
I'll say this thing, you know, even if you're a younger, you know, fan or viewer that hasn't seen these movies, if you have seen the original trilogy Star Wars and you like those, even if you're a young person, you'll like these movies too.
Yeah, that's a fair. I'd say that's a fair comparison.
Yeah. Although having watched like Indiana Jones with a younger person, friend of ours who was in town, that was hard to take the criticism while we were watching.
Wait. Which one? Which movie?
First movie.
Really?
Raiders. Oh, wow.
Raiders is so good.
I know. But
like, when my daughter's a little older and I'm going to show like play these movies, I'll be interested to see what her reactions are. Because, like, I mean, I don't know.
The special effects are dated. The special effects are dated, but the story is great.
And it's good. It's good acting. It's good script. It's well written. Yeah. I mean, we're talking Steven Spielberg here. Like, it's not, you know.
Like, I can watch a Harryhausen film from, you know, the 60s, and I can appreciate it's a good movie, even though it's stop motion, and you know what I mean? Like, I could watch Godzilla, the first one, and recognize what a great movie it is, even though, like, Godzilla is laughable. You just gotta watch these movies.
I've had my wife watch Big Trouble in Little China with me 100 times. And
it's
an amazing movie. If she's watching this right now, she's gonna hit me as soon as I go upstairs. But you know, that is
our fate.
I'm almost 100% certain my wife's never seen that movie.
Big Trouble?
I think most people here wouldn't have seen that movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's one of the beauties of being here and having a wife who's Japanese. I can introduce her to like music that she never knew, movies that she never knew, and it's kind of, you know, you're experiencing it all over again in a way.
Yeah. Did you know John?
But when she doesn't like it,
when I first started dating my wife, she had never seen any of the Star Wars movies. So it was.
And
my wife still has not seen Star Wars.
Well, it was kind of fun to watch them with her, but she's not real into the sci-fi stuff. So.
Ian, did you say your wife has still not seen Star Wars?
No.
Wow.
I don't think my wife has seen it either.
Wow.
She loves Marvel stuff. She loves all the new Marvel stuff. She's watched all the Marvel things and she binges loads of things. But I think she tried some Star Wars and she couldn't. I think she tried The Mandalorian and she just couldn't get into it. and I don't know. Star Wars just doesn't seem to be for her.
I have to drag my wife kicking and screaming to get her to watch something. Once she watches it, she loves it.
Yeah.
But every time you'd think there'd be a track record, right? Like I'd get a little bit of, benefit of the doubt.
I told you so,
Doesn't
Clout.
happen. Doesn't happen. Gotta kick her, kicking and screaming every time.
So
throw the Goonies into that fun mix too.
Goonies, yes.
My kids love Goonies and my kids love Jaws.
Yeah,
Yes.
my kids love Goonies as well.
You must be
Thankfully.
thrilled, man.
So,
My kids find
Robert,
Goonies quite scary.
here's what we should do. We should have a Discord and create a channel that's exclusive to like educating these folks who have never seen these movies, and like have like a running like, what are we going to watch this week, or once a month let's watch a movie together.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be fun.
My wife has not seen a TV.
What, one of his 10 TVs in his basement?
he's got like 10 TVs in his basement.
Robert, you're gonna have to check Flamingo.
He hoards them all. He keeps them away from them.
Comment here.
He's got a museum of TVs on his wall that kind of get older and older. Have you seen that?
All right, wait a second.
Come on, Flamingo's just kind of putting themselves on an island here. Like,
You're trolling us, right? This is not real.
How much would you love to get to go back?
Who let this guy in the group? What's
the
going on?
Goonies, Jaws, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters.
Terminator?
That's
None of
great.
those.
It's
Or
All right,
Terminator?
all right.
It's impressive.
All right, let me ask a legit question, because I was just watching this movie the other day for probably the 200th time, and it is a criminally underrated film. Flamingo Sauce. Have you seen The Last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis?
It's a great movie.
He won't.
I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess no.
It's a 90s movie.
It's like a perfect movie.
Mhm.
It's a perfect movie.
You think it's criminally
Last
underrated?
from His Own Women on Mars. Yeah.
It was massive in the
The Last
UK.
of the
Like,
Mohicans is
I don't
a
know if
perfect
it's
movie.
underrated. Yeah.
I thought that was like a critically
It's underrated because nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
It's a Michael Mann film.
Back
I
in the
think
day,
anything
it was
Daniel Day-Lewis
everywhere.
does
I
is
remember going into the video store, and it was like they had posters and everything. People were going crazy for that movie, but it's been forgotten through time. I do admit. Yeah.
And they got one of the guys to play Sagat. Remember that? The guy that played Sagat in the Street Fighter movie. He was
We don't talk about that.
Hey, Sagat was in Last of the Mohicans. He was the main
West Studi? West Studi?
Yeah. Him.
Magua? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan mentioned it earlier too. I'd also throw into the mix They Live as a underrated movie. With
I love that movie.
Piper,
87?
Yeah.
88?
Yeah, right about that.
Yeah.
88.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we're
he's
getting
just-
sidetracked. We're pulling a Ryan.
Sorry,
Ryan.
it's my fault. We got talking about Conan, and
No, it's Flamingo Sauce's fault.
they're never going to
All
let me
right,
back.
Ian.
Flamingo Sauce, thank you.
Ian, you want to go next or you want me to go next?
I can go next. That's fine. I'll probably race.
We
through
got
that.
2 left to go.
There's going to be a lot of the same stuff. Okay. I followed the trend and went with a Ghibli.
Now wait a minute.
Oh, that is a trend.
People are doing the Ghibli thing everywhere, making the
The
Ghibli
hell is
characters.
this?
There's Ghibli me.
That's cool.
All right.
Who's this?
Cat-
Okay,
These-
so
these
you'll be
two-
surprised. You're going to be surprised
Quality.
with my number 6. You're going to be. Guess what it is? Guess what it is? Big surprise.
I think it's the
Toby.
Sally.
Toby.
Yeah, see Toby. Yeah.
The reason it's not my number
Okay,
6
look
is
at that.
'cause, like, I have not bought many figures last month, man. Like March. Like I've had a lot of big buys with Hot Toys pre-orders. Some of my Hot Toys came in. I've just been buying loads of Star Wars clothes. So, but I don't hate this figure now because I got it for free. So I
Because he
gotta
got
put
it
it
for
up.
free.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it does have good stuff about it. I think the articulation on this thing is pretty impressive. Like what they've done there. The head sculpts are really good. Of course, they're not going to be in our level, but they're definitely the best Toby that's out there. And yeah, after playing around with it a little bit, you know, I do understand that it is a well-made figure in terms of articulation. The gaps are hard for me to deal with. Those gaps still kill me. So some poses I can't put it in. Mine does have a bit of a paint issue, and if you just, these are like some of these photos, you can see some of those paints. There's the leakage of the red into the blue. I went into the store in Ami. Every single one of them had paint issues. I went up to Yellow Submarine upstairs, and the ones there were perfect. Like they were.
That's where I got mine.
That's where you got yours. And it's strange. It just seems to be a bit of a batch thing. Some of the batches are better than others. So if you get lucky, you end up with a good one. Yeah, I think it's good. It comes with a lot of accessories. I think it's really overpriced. But at the same time, you do get like 9 hands. I don't know why you have 9 pairs of hands. Like, because
not 9 hands, is it?
Yeah, there's like 9 pairs. It's something stupid. The whole side of the box is just hands, plus his own pair that he's on.
Oh yeah, plus his own pair. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. A lot of people love this figure. People have problems with the shoulders, but I do think it's a decent enough figure. And it is my own.
I mean, you can move it if you're posing him. The shoulders are a non-issue.
That's true. Yeah, and I think with those shoulders, just the joints on how it comes forward when you have it in, you know, his arms coming forward like this. You know, it's pretty impressive what you can do with it. I think in a good pose, it does still look really good on the shelf. And I am going to do the matte spray. I do have like a matte spray, so I'm going to try.
Do a video of that.
Yeah, I'll
so
do
we
a
can
video.
see it.
My only concern is the silver, the web lines will become matte, and that's the only problem. I would have liked to keep them shiny. But that red paint for me is just too thick.
Could you hit them with like a Gundam marker or something like that, like a metallic Gundam marker?
Yeah, that you could do. It'd take a lot of time though, but you could definitely do that. It'd be a good project to do, I guess. But yeah, and as I didn't pay for it, I don't mind ruining it. I won't go into details on the stream just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Number 5 for me is where is it? Number 5, the Venom, Marvel Legends. I got this last week.
Oh, you picked it up?
Yeah, I picked this. I put it on my Instagram last week. But you know, this was cheaper than the Toby, and you know, I used my points at Toy Sapiens to pick this up, and it's pretty incredible that you get something of this size, this scale. For the price. The mouth option with the open part with the saliva coming down is really cool. The paint on the teeth I find is it just looks a little flat, so I might use some kind of panel line, put some panel lines in there and break up the teeth a little. But yeah, you can get this thing in some crazy poses for its size. With the joints, with the torso pivot is really good on it. And the fact that it can hold other figures, it can hold 2 other, 6-inch figures at the same time, and still balance.
What did this cost at Toy Sapiens?
It's 11,000 at Toy Sapiens. Yeah, they've got them. I think I've seen them on Amazon. Ami had it for 10,800. I saw it in there as well. In the tower store.
In the store?
It was in the store in the tower. I saw it in the tower.
The tower one.
Yeah.
This would be a good Christmas gift for one of my kids.
Yeah. For me, like my Spider shelf, I'm going to put it on my Spider-Man shelf, but it's just like a centerpiece, just, towering above all the other Spider-Men.
The new Figure Arts comes out this month.
The new
Figure Black.
From Figure Arts, the movie.
Yeah, I have the previous one. I would like the new one though, because it's a darker, it's like a black.
The previous one was blue.
It's like a navy blue, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. That was a disappointment. Okay, another symbiote for the next one. I'm gonna go with the Hono Spidey. This is I've got to find somewhere to put this just because this is a 1/6 figure that I'm gonna have posed, and the reason is because you can with this one. The material is really cool. It's
Jonathan's rocking his
Secret Wars, yeah. I think with this one, like I was really against it at first. you know, it kind of looked like a dude in pajamas. But when you actually see it up close, just the sheen on it, the feel of the material, the contrast between the black and the white, it just has that kind of, it just pops. And on any shelf, I think this is a good one. And the fact that you can put it in these poses and then bend it right back and it's fine, as long as you don't, you know, bend those white parts. I think, you know, what Hono is doing with these, just the fact that they're cheaper, and then they look great. They come with this really nice stand. I think this has to be up there on my list.
Yeah, that display is really nice. I mean, if this, you guys had
the only issue with that display is you have to cut the box.
It looks good.
Yeah, you have to cut the box, which is a really stupid idea. I don't know why they do that. So
Yeah,
do you know that backdrop, the Secret Wars, you have to cut it out. You have to cut it. It's like a piece of cardboard that you cut out. So once you cut it, of course, it kind of,
your box is useless.
Your box is useless.
Now it's got a big hole.
Yeah,
the box should be in the trash anyways.
Well, hey, now I've got all my. Don't tell my wife.
The Al's pictures. It's kind of like a watch. I'm like, oh, I want to do it, but
be strong. Just do it.
Yeah,
just do it.
The figure arts I can understand. I might get rid of those, but the MAFEX.
Get rid of
after I saw my movie.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of everything as much as possible. Actually, no, I'm not. So far, I haven't destroyed any of the in-art boxes just because there's so many accessories with the in-art 1/6 figures that I haven't tossed those quite yet. And then
the 1/6 ones.
Yeah, the 1/6 ones. I haven't tossed those yet, but pretty much all my Hot Toys boxes are going. The Mezco boxes, I don't know if I'm gonna throw those quite yet too. Those will be, if I do, they'll be the last ones to throw.
I like the Mezco boxes, especially the tins.
The tins, yeah, the tins.
The tins I'll keep for sure. Yeah, I'll keep the tin for sure. But I mean, I've already gotten rid of so many MAFEX, Figuarts, Hot Toys boxes. I've cleaned out so much that I have a lot more room now, so I can save a few. But I'm still getting rid of a lot of other ones.
Coolio. Okay, so number 3 for me is one that was very hard to get, and I'm really surprised. It's the Figuarts Bakugo. This guy came out while I basically went just before I went on a job to another prefecture, and I thought I could get hold of it, and like everybody was holding this thing back, and it dropped last Saturday, and now everybody's sold out. You can't get it anywhere. I was lucky. My wife called Yodobashi in a store called Yodobashi, and they saved one for me. So when I got back last night, basically the bus dropped me off right by the store, and I was able to walk in and pick it up. But yeah, this is one I haven't even opened it yet, but I've seen it in store on display, and you know what Figuarts do for the price is pretty insane. Like the stuff that it comes with, right? The paint. Yeah. You know, there's no flaws. You know, there's no issues. There's no red onto the black. You know, there's no problems with the silver. They're just, you know, pristine. They just look great, and the fact that they can articulate so well as well and so smoothly. I just love what they're doing with the Figuarts anime stuff. Yeah, I think the accessory set is overpriced a little. Some places have it cheaper. They've kind of, you know, with the previous, the Deku, he was cheaper than Bakugo, and I don't really know why. And then the accessory set is overpriced for sure, but it's kind of a must-have.
That's the one thing about Figuarts that annoys me sometimes when they make the separate accessory kit, like with Luffy. Like, oh gosh, the figure was such a great price, and then you get the accessory kit, and now you're up to like a very premium figure price at that point.
Yeah, that accessory set just like adds so much to the figure, and like you get the kind of the guns on the back that fit on the back, so you can't not have it. But it's, you know, it's almost as much. It costs as much as the Deku figure, like the previous one, and it's almost the same price as this Bakugo. Which doesn't really make any sense. So. Yeah, they kind of make their money back by doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, a big number 2 is.
Give us
Wait,
the
why are you
real number
laughing? Why are you
two.
laughing?
Come on, we know what
You
you're
have
gonna
the
do.
jack?
Come on.
I have the jack. The jack's actually pretty good. The jack's quite articulated because he has the kind of bendy arms. You can kind of get him into good poses. He has a nice stand where you can kind of fit the stand onto the tree so you can't see it.
This is not his number 2.
But I put this at number 2, April Fools, because it is a big ass number 2. It's a friggin' turd of a figure.
Jeez Louise.
This is the worst
Number
figure I
2.
own. Like, it is absolute shite. Like,
Nice.
I don't know what they're even playing at with this thing. It can't articulate. It's so stiff. Like, if you the bent arms are so tiny in the joint.
But it's Kyoto. It's
yeah, but man, like,
It's awful.
it feels like it's gonna
It's awful.
snap if you try and bend the
Mine
arm.
did snap. Mine
It
snapped
did.
off.
did it?
Really?
Like the peg, it came
Yeah.
off. So just moving the arm once and it came off.
I'm not surprised. The peg
So
is
you have
so
to, like,
tiny
connect it again.
and it's so stiff. And when you push it, it's scary. The dress, the what they've done, the engineering, like this dress where it splits in half, is just absurd. Like, the only reason it works is if you bend it on a right angle, so she's sitting down like in the picture. But man, like, this is a number 2. It's not my number 2. It's yeah. my real number 2 is this one.
Ooh.
I wanted this to be my number 1 because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. And what they've done with this figure is insane. Like, you know, I'm waiting to get some space. It doesn't fit in my shelf here because it's too tall. I'm gonna have to put it on top of something or get it in a detail. But the head sculpt on this thing is incredible. They listened to the collectors when they saw the plastic version. They engineered the suit.
I like the plastic version.
Yeah,
I like that
I mean,
the suit is now over the plastic version. That's even better.
Yeah, but I just like the fact that, like, this suit is so well engineered. It just hugs to the body.
Yeah.
But yet it
Yeah.
bends and articulates really, really well. I don't know how they get it to cling to the suit that well to have all that definition coming through. I don't know if the actual suit itself is they've kind
I think it's underneath.
It's printed in there, yeah. But it's an absolute beautiful figure. I have the Black Panther, which has the black light, so I want to try that because apparently if you put the black light on it.
Oh yeah.
So
Good
I want
idea.
to put it in that stand and give that a go. But yeah, I this is actually one of my favorite Hot Toys now for sure. Like, it is a really great release.
Al, do you got this?
No, I'm only sticking to like Figuarts for like animated stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other Miles, the Miles G Morales should be coming out very, very soon. I know some people have already got it in the US, so it'll be great to have that one as well. But yeah, this is a great one. And number 1 is no surprise. It has to be the Enoch. Just because, you know, it's a game changer. Like, this is going to make a lot of changes for a lot of people. It's already changed my mentality, you know, my approach to buying figures. It's hard for me to buy, like, you know, even getting the Toby MAFEX. It's like, why am I paying this much money for this head sculpt and this figure? And it's why I passed on the MAFEX 2099, just because, you know, I paid $50 for this thing, you know, it's insane. And the head sculpt, there's nothing that comes close.
No, nothing.
The fact that you can just put this in some incredible poses as well. I love what they've done with the cape, just how it falls.
How it drapes.
It drapes beautifully, doesn't it?
The accessories, like just the hands, the things that you get are the things that you need. You know, there's not too much excess.
Al and I wouldn't know, but you know.
Yeah, right.
Well,
hopefully soon.
Al has no excuse because we were in a chat and everybody in the chat got it except for Al.
No, not just me.
No,
Mr. Collector doesn't have it either.
right.
Oh, that's true.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't do it either.
Ah.
We were both about not risking the $50.
But what
bad
they,
idea.
what I mean,
It
not
could have
now,
gone the
though.
other way.
Their release of this thing has been a bit iffy, man. Like, I mean, the fact that how much people are now having to pay to get hold of this thing, you know, for first release it's kind of a shame.
I know that there was not issues. I know that there's distribution challenges, right, for folks that are stateside trying to get it, and there's limitations. But it seems like a lot of retailers are picking it up. But man, like the price that some of those folks are charging, it's like knowing that you got the deluxe or the standard or whatever for 50 and the deluxe is 60. That's just there's a huge jump, and that's not all shipping. You know what I mean? So I'm assuming that they probably had to pick it up at an elevated price or whatever. But it's definitely one of those things that it's like the fact that they can make that and make it so inexpensive, it makes you ask the question, like, why can't you do this for this price? Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
See,
I guess everyone in the US are going to have trouble getting stuff at decent prices now with the tariffs and stuff, because
it's got to be licensing. I imagine, right?
Yeah, but it's like my wife works for a company that ship machine parts from China into the US, and they've had to stop all shipments just because of the tariffs, the holding taxes, and all these different things now. Because now these companies can't make any money, or the profit margin isn't enough for them to do business with the US now, just because they've been hit with all these charges.
All right, I'm last.
I gotta say, just like Jonathan was saying earlier, though, with this in-art Batman, get the deluxe version. If you're not getting the deluxe version, you are missing out.
Yeah.
All right. So for number 6, I have the Toby. So you do get a lot of range. The only thing that I can say, I think that I'm just going to be echoing Ian, is the gaps. When you want to do certain poses, the gaps just don't allow it. People tore my review apart because I guess my lighting wasn't that good. It's a shiny figure. The matte, if you do a little bit of a matte spray on it, I think it will do wonders for the figure. It is a little bit too shiny, but the figure's a very good figure. I mean, don't get me wrong. People need to get it in hand, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. It's a very, very good figure. But again, I got it, and Ian got it on the heels of getting that in-art Batman. So that couldn't help but cloud our judgment,
for sure.
or set the expectations a little bit higher for the figure, fairly or unfairly. It really just depends on how you look at it. But coming right after that one, it's bound to be a little bit disappointing.
Do you think it's the best Toby? Do you think it's the best Toby?
Well, I didn't get the Figure Arts one. I did get the Marvel Legends for my kids, and that one was garbage. So I can't really speak to the Figure Arts. Ian has both, I believe, right?
Yeah, I've got the Figure Arts as well. Yeah.
So,
but like,
you think?
I think I like the suit. I think the Figure Arts definitely feels more premium. I just like the kind of matte touch, and the paint. The lines on the silver are so much better.
Yeah.
But the head sculpt is better on the MAFEX, and the articulation is better. I think you can make the MAFEX look good. So it's tough.
So, like, you want to have them swinging, coming forward, you're going to have that gap.
Yeah.
You want to have them doing anything moving forward, you're going to have that gap. So it really just depends on the angle that you're posing him. I gave him a 9, a little bit more than a 9. I think he's a really good figure. The head sculpt is good. I think Metacom really has to work on their skin tone, the painting for their heads. It would really do wonders, because the sculpts are pretty good. They're not great, but they're pretty good. but the right type of paint on it would do wonders. I think it would really elevate the figure so much more. So anyway, that was my number 6. My number 5 is the 2099. I think it's better than the Toby. It's a really good figure to play with. So here he is. I haven't messed with it too much since I did my first review. It comes with a ton of hands. All the hands are really uniquely sculpted. It's got great range, great articulation. You can't always get your Spider-Man figures to kind of even do this type of posing with even the Metacom, having them come down like that. I really like it. You don't get the same gaps in the back that you do with the Toby. It's a little bit there, but that's not a big deal. Nothing really there. So it's a really good figure. It's nice. People don't like that it's thinner. To me, that's not a big deal. Slender. What was that, Jonathan?
I said it looks like it's more slender than like some of the other Spider-Man bucks.
Yeah. I mean, let me pull up that.
I haven't watched your review yet. Sorry.
So, I mean, he definitely looks more slender than even the 108. But, he's a really good figure. And if you're on the fence, I would say, get it. It's really fun to play with. You can do really great posing with him. He's and you're not going to have any type of issues with the body, kind of, with the arms or the legs or the torso giving off too many gaps. The Toby, and Ian can speak to this, with the Toby, you get that you can kind of see through him in certain poses.
Strange. It's like the hip part is made of like a rubber with the Toby, right? It's not like that with.
Yeah, it's a rubbery. It's a very kind of pliable plastic. It's not like the other figures, so it's kind of
plastic, though, right? It's just all the same material.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's all the same. Well, it's a little bit it's a little bit of plasticky like the Toby, but I think the Toby feels a little bit softer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
the paintwork on the 2099 is way better. Like it's so clean. Like whatever printer they use the better printer for that thing because it's definitely cleaner for sure.
Yeah. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is the Batman.
If this is your number 4, man,
everybody's seen it. Well, these are not in order.
Oh, okay.
These are not in order. Oh. These are just my 6 pickups. So,
he's showing us 2 of them.
Well, one with the mask and one without. So, he's really it's an incredible figure. Now, I've ordered more on I didn't get them from I ordered a few more. I didn't order from Inot. I ordered from a seller that's based in China that sells on Amazon Japan. And when you order, you got to pay for shipping. But if you order 2, it's like basically getting free shipping on both. So it's a great figure. I'm gonna hold on to it and maybe use it in the future as a waffle for people who join the collecting game a little bit late. The time frame that they gave for that figure to release is June, July. So that's probably what we're looking at when it comes to that figure being available to people. So Al, you ordered yours. Jonathan, you ordered this, right? Yeah. You both got the deluxe, right?
Oh yeah.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I did.
Oh yeah. No, the deluxe.
Come on, I'm over here preaching to get the deluxe with the link. Yeah, no. There's no reason. At what is it, $11 difference, right?
Yeah.
There's no.
No. So it's 51 and 69. So it's an $18 difference.
Well, even still, it's less than $20.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think of this, and it's echoing everything that you guys have said about it. But like, compare this to the maximum Spider-Man that's coming out, right? That Hasbro's doing, roughly, the same price. in comparison to what you're getting. And I know that it's two completely different companies. It's just it's kind of like, I like what Ian said about this setting precedent, right? I think that that's important for toy companies to see that they can do better.
Yeah, but we won't see any, ramifications or kind of repercussions of this for a while, because
for
things
sure.
are in the pipeline and they release them. So anything that comes from this, we won't see it probably for another year or two. But it was asked, are they doing the metal figures? Yes, they're doing the metal figures as well. And
Also,
I think LPZZ is also going to be doing them as well, right?
Yeah.
The metal figures. I think they're both kind of tapped into that line.
They'll probably come out sooner. There probably could be some of the next releases, I guess, for because
LPZZ?
they were the ones that were complete. They were painted and they had all the accessories, so they have those are ready.
Well, the Enots were painted.
The Enots, that's what I mean. The Enots.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, that's what I mean. From Enot, like the Arkham Knight, the metal stuff, seem to be probably the stuff that will be coming next, other than the Bruce Lee. A lot of the other stuff hadn't been painted.
So that was my number 4. My number 3, I'm going to echo Ian. Now, I was going to pass on this guy. I ended up getting him. I was going to pass on him, but Ian was like, the reviews are great. You got to, check it out. Check out the reviews. And I was like, yeah, I pre-ordered it because I pre-order everything. And I was just going to let my invoice come and I wasn't going to pay it because no money down. But then I checked out some of the reviews and the reviews said that this was a great figure. So I ended up getting it. And as Ian said, like, you can pose it really, really well. You don't have the same issues that you would have on a regular Spider-Man from Hot Toys with the suit. I have this kind of, you can move these. These are wired webs, so you can bend them any way you want.
They look way better than the Hot Toys ones. They're just really nice.
Well, they are Hot Toys webs, but
But I mean, like, you know what I mean?
Not the typical ones.
Yeah. So, for this guy, it's just a matter of me just kind of finding the right pose and, just getting him into the right pose. I kind of want him. I want him to be more crouched and with his legs bent because I can't do that with any of the other Spider-Man figures. So if I'm going to do it with any of them, it has to be with this guy. So that was my number 3. My number 2, also Ian's on Ian's list. This guy is so good. So I don't have the head on him. I don't have the Miguel head on him. I'm kind of wondering whether I should put it on or not. I have the cape on him, but I'll probably remove that. It's such a big, imposing figure. I collect Star Wars and Spider-Man stuff. So when this guy came out, you can't really bypass this guy if you're collecting Spider-Man stuff. So I grabbed him. I saw some of the reviews. The reviews painted a good picture, got him, and I'm super happy with him. This is probably my top release of the month or pickup. I really, really love it. That Inot would probably be number 1, but I've been sitting on it for pretty much the whole month, and I've kind of moved on to another figure. But this is such a good figure. This thing is a little bit of a pain in the butt. It's magnetic, so it will sit there. And there's a little piece on the back that will hold it in place, but it does kind of come back if you're moving the figure around. But a really, really great figure. If anybody has an opportunity to pick them up, I very much recommend you do so. And my last figure is this Batman Beyond the Gold version. Toy Sapiens was having a sale. It was a 50% off sale, so I ended up picking up a couple of these.
You got a
couple. One to hold on to for later to maybe like waffle off or something. and I ended up getting another. Who's the clone guy? Scorch. I ended up getting another one of that too. So this guy's cool. I have the first release, which is in black, and then this is all red right here.
Yeah.
But it's a very cool piece. It stands out because of its gold. It's a very shiny version. And this guy is super posable. Like, I haven't really done it with this because he's just on the stand. But the first version I have, I always had him on the Bandai Akira 1/6 motorcycle that they put out years ago. I have the Batman with the Akira bike. So this is pretty cool. I really do like it.
Yeah, I wanted the Batman Beyond version. I wanted the black and red one.
The black one, yeah.
Yeah, but this one, that sale, that flash sale was weird because it was like everything went up, but nobody was buying it, and then everything just went back to normal price.
Going down.
And then they kept going down. But the Scorch, I think Scorch, he sold out first. Yeah, he sold out. Yeah, he's still in the store. You can still buy it in the store, but it's full price.
Yeah, for the sale it went off. That Batman was going for like brand new from Toy Sapiens. I think the price was like $130, which is crazy.
This one?
Yeah, it was like $130, maybe 120.
Okay.
I don't know, like the conversion rate.
Sorry, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so might have even been 120. So I'm not gonna pass that up. Like, I wanted the figure, and then I was like, should I get another one? And I did. So
they love you, man.
I'll
It's like they put those flash sales out. It's like the Artisan. What was it? The Joker right there, Batman. Yeah. It's like nobody buys it, but like Robert's like, I have two. I'll have them all.
Well,
they should just send you the link. We don't need it. The rest of us don't need it. No one else.
I got the Scorch during that sale too.
That's the same
because I have 2 accounts with Toy Sapiens. So I got you got a 50% off coupon that you redeem once. But for the Batman one, if there was no coupon, you could order as many as you wanted, and the second week, or like not even a week later, they brought the price down even more. So I got a second.
Yeah, and that's when I missed the Scorch because like I wasn't big on getting it. I'm not a huge fan of the design, but once it hit that final price point, it's like, man, that's cheap. Like, that's ridiculous. But they sold out. As soon as I went in to buy it, it's gone.
So are we referring to the 2099 figure?
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it would have given a lot of range and articulation, but as Ian said, this one that they've engineered, you can move it and articulate it really, really well, and the suit clings to the body in a way that's a bit inexplicable. It's really hard to understand how they managed to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with this one. I think it's probably the best option that came about.
If it weren't for the shoulders,
would have had to be a lot cheaper.
You wouldn't know that it's a suit.
Yeah.
What was that, Jonathan? Can you say again?
I was just saying on that 2099 when Ian first showed the images and when you showed it, if it weren't for the shoulder like bunching and like the crotch area, you wouldn't know that it's a suit. I mean, the way that it contours to the body, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah, let me get this.
I don't know how they got that suit on there. I have no idea. It's
just like no seams.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, look at that.
Crazy.
Wow.
But it's like on the chest area. Is the material engineered to have that definition, or is that just the definition showing through? I can't tell.
I don't know, but
it's so clean.
Like
so detailed.
So good.
So clean.
Of the 1/6 stuff that you guys have shown, that's the most impressive that I've seen tonight.
This one?
Yeah.
It's really good.
Wow.
I don't know. Is it still available on Sideshow?
It might be waitlisted.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
actually,
it's still on shop shelves here.
I'm gonna pull a Ryan. Okay, I'm gonna pull a Ryan.
That's only fair. Everybody else did. Well, we didn't do that, but
Oh,
So
is that the
I picked this
Mark
up.
5?
This is hold on a second. I turned it off.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Where was that from? What is that?
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
That's really neat.
Number one, where did you get it from? And number two, how much?
Ian's ready to sign on the dotted line.
I got it on Amazon. So it doesn't fit your head snug. It doesn't do that. This is the Auto King. And Amazon had it for like 50% off.
And
So
you didn't send me a link? Oh, what's going on?
No, because I wanted to use it for my 6 figures a month and not have you have it. So I've been eyeing this for years, and it finally went on sale, and I got it, and it comes with a remote, but the remote, they didn't ship it. So they're shipping the remote like right now, but you can, like, it's voice activated. The eyes can turn red. You know, Jarvis, close the mask.
Nice.
Jarvis, open the mask.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's awesome. It's pretty cool. It's not, it's not one of my figures, but
It's something.
It's definitely a pickup.
And there's a red and gold version as well. Damn.
Yeah, there is a red and gold version. Yeah, but that one's a little bit more. This one was cheaper, so I got it.
They're both the same price now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're
so I
probably
might
more
get
than you
the
paid
red
for.
and gold too. Are they on sale?
It's what's 18,000. How much? did
Yeah,
you
it's
pay
pretty
more?
good. Yeah. I think I got it for like 15, maybe.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So yeah. So that was it. All right. I don't want to waste too much more time because we've been doing this for 3 hours. Thank you, Jonathan, for hanging with us.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for having me, guys.
Let me do the spin. So again, I'll give people about 24, 48 hours to watch the stream before I reach out and contact. And then once get me your shipping info, and I'll try to get this figure out as soon as I can. Not always the easiest thing to do. All right. Like I said, I'm kind of dealing with a dual screen issue. All right, so let me hide this. Do the spin. Good luck, everybody. Here we go.
Good luck. I just
Oh,
realized.
This is a biggie. Whoever gets this.
Right. I just realized we hit 3. Wait, what? Oh, mine's lagging.
So Drew won. Congratulations, Drew. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Al, you were the next name.
Oh, was I?
You.
Oh my gosh. I forgot to say my Ian prayers tonight.
Yeah, you should have, man. So nobody reach out to Drew. Let Drew watch, and
if Drew doesn't get it, I'll get it. Is that how it works?
No, because people pay.
I was like, well, hold on.
He's next.
Yeah. So when you pay, it's a different story. It's a totally different story. So thanks, everybody. Like I said, I'm going to try to do my Hot Toys the Bat 112th live review this week.
Nice.
Hopefully I can. And then by Friday, I'm going to go to Toy Sapiens and hopefully take some video of whatever else they've put out for display for Celebration. And if Figure Watch drops some really cool Celebration stuff, we'll probably do a live stream and talk about it as well.
Very cool.
So again, Jonathan, thanks for watching. I know your family's been cheering you on during the stream.
Yeah.
It's always good to have supporters. Anything going on with you in the next week?
What was that?
Anything going on with you in collecting anytime soon?
Honestly, I'm waiting for the things that you guys have gotten, the Toby and Spider-Man 2099. I got one of the Hero Toys Pandaren, the Medi toys that's coming in. That'll be fun to show off because I think that's going to be a good one. I've seen some early reviews of it and it looks really cool.
Looks cool. Yeah.
But no, I mean the list. I'm waiting for Superboy. I think that's the next big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think everybody's
Well, I
waiting
forgot
for
to say they told me probably April. But when I went in, the Grinch was in there and she wasn't having it. So, watch the blog, look at the blog.
Come on.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Do you have an Instagram? Do you have something that you put stuff out on?
At the Mighty 25. I don't typically post stuff. I think I'm not huge on social media, just simply because I'm typically busy with work and running around with the kids. But I think this is something I enjoy doing. I'm going to make a more concerted effort to post some of the things that I'm passionate about. Some of the things I get to do with the kids. I think that's a fun thing. But it's the Mighty 25 at the Mighty 25. That's what it is. So
look him up, guys.
Feel free.
Pressure him to post more stuff. All right, cool. Thank you. Jason, anything going on?
So much coming out for April. I'm excited about. I am hoping we finally get the one I've been itching for, and I think Ian either has it or is looking to is Roman Key Gun Girl.
I don't have it yet. Still waiting.
It's supposed to be this month.
They gave me a June release date.
June?
They pushed it to June. But they guarantee. They told me it's definitely the new batch, which I'm happy about. Like I just don't want to get the old one.
Right. Yeah, so that I'm excited about. I'm excited for Mezco's 0401 tomorrow. I'm curious to see what that's all about.
The mystery thing.
Yeah.
The mystery thing.
Yeah.
All right, grab me one, Jason.
You want me to grab you one?
Well, it depends on what it is. But
there's no way.
Well, it's a mystery.
Yeah,
it's a mystery. Yeah. If you think I would like it, then grab it. Let's just say that.
There's no way to know.
Yeah. Ian, anything going on?
For me, it's just celebration preparation, man. It's just I gotta be thinking about where to go first, what to do. I bought a bag to carry my lightsaber around in because apparently there's like lightsaber parties in the evenings and stuff, and it's deciding how long to stay there and stuff like that.
What lightsaber do you have?
I have a few, but I have the Vader. I have the Luke Skywalker green one, which is I have up
from
here,
Jedi.
The lightsaber green one.
Yeah, that's nice.
I almost bought the Ahsoka one, the Ahsoka show one the other day. It was really cheap on Amazon. It was like
the single or
but
the
he
pair?
snoozed and he
single.
loosed.
But you snooze, you lose. Yeah, it's kind of. I was thinking about, do I need it? Do I need it? Take it to Celebration. Went back on to buy it, and it was gone. And it's now 3 times the price. So,
The celebration's coming. Everybody bought one.
Everybody wants one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Al. Anything going on?
I was gonna say, Jason, if you get one of those mystery boxes for Rob tomorrow, you gotta open both of them up and give him the worst one, right?
Definitely.
I would
Throw one in there for Al.
never do that.
I'm just kidding. I'm just working on rearranging the work / collection room. So hopefully get that all done. Some shelves coming in. Dude, it's a long time coming. I've been putting off new shelves because so many pre-orders. So but I was like, finally I gotta slow down. So I'm getting some new shelves in. So doing that, but I do have an Ami order coming in. Hopefully sometime soon. That one has the Figure Art Star Wars stuff, Toby, and the Yamaguchi Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm still waiting for my invoice
I haven't picked that up yet.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I don't get Yamaguchi like I did with my Batman. But
that's the fear.
Yeah. But I'm also still waiting for my $20.99 invoice too from Ami. It shows that it's in stock, but they haven't sent me one yet.
That's weird.
So you got
It's already
you got the
Tuesday, right?
Batman, and then they released Ryu, like no further apart in like how good.
Oh yeah,
right. Like
right. Yeah, it's like day and night, man. Like that. I don't know if you saw it, Johnson, but my Batman out of the box, it was my fault. I waited a little bit too long, so I don't think I'm gonna get any help. But opening out of the box, left arm was not in the socket. It was just loose.
that's so frustrating, man.
Yeah.
So the Flash and the Deadpools, they released this month.
Yes.
Oh, the re-releases they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a Flash, Reverse
With
Flash,
the new heads and stuff, yeah.
and the
So it's
Red
like
and X-Force.
And before we go, just a reminder that Muff is apparently shipping out the Nightmare Batman right now. I haven't gotten an invoice. They said Asia. I'm in Asia. I didn't get an invoice. So hopefully next month, at the end of the month, that'll be hopefully one of my figures. I'm sure I'll have a ton of shit from Celebration too, but we'll
Did
see.
you go premium or deluxe?
I did all of them.
No.
Ian knows. You gotta buy them all. No,
Gotta
remember
buy 'em all.
I did like the regular and then the
Wait.
premium.
You got all
and the
three
deluxe is
versions
like
of the
the
Muff
top one.
toys.
He's got all three versions. Yeah.
Yeah, the deluxe one's the one with the stand.
With the stand included, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like when
And
in
then-
Rome, right?
Yeah.
I got the premium. I didn't go with the stand, but if they offer it from 5K, I
Sith Fire, we do not know why. It is very, very, very rare that this has happened. Usually Tamashi,
Right.
they give you a date and it's that date, and something happened and we don't really know. Amazon Japan has it releasing in December.
What?
So
Wow.
yeah. So I don't know what's going on. We'll see.
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe they put a
mistake
DC Comics stamp on it. Who knows?
I made the mistake
but anyway, guys,
bundling that with
Yeah.
my Anakin and Chewie, since they're always on time. So guess I'm waiting for those till the end of the year.
Yeah, that's crazy. You got to wait on those now.
Uh,
So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I got to get out. I got to meet my family for lunch. So take care, everyone. Thanks for joining the stream. Be good, be safe, and see everybody next time.
Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. See ya.